brushing his teeth, because of course you brush your teeth after you eat. All right.
Good afternoon. Sorry, carry on, Smud.
Good afternoon, folks. Smudcast number 369, Trope Talk, Queer-Coded Villains. Okay, this is by the YouTuber, as we've covered her before, Overly Sarcastic Productions. And this came out, 5 days ago. So it's already got 330,000 views.
Wow, this is recent.
And yeah, I guess people like learning about the queers in the movies with the stuffs.
The queers.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But not just any queers, the queer-coded bad guys.
Yeah, I can't believe we're talking about like queer coding again.
So that means the gay, the not gays who look like gays, that might be gays, but we don't know whether they're gays because they just look like gays, and we shouldn't judge people by their looks.
Because the original,
I don't know.
The original pattern or the original trope, I think, was called what was it called? It was basically the effeminate villain. And the reason why they're effeminate is because it makes you feel awkward. There's something weird about that guy. And he doesn't really like women. He doesn't really like men. He's just sort of evil and weird and sinister. We can't quite wrap our brains around him.
Just if it's just on the light side of it, it's just eccentric people.
Yeah, and that's usually played for laughs, or that's how the actor decides to work with the idea. And that's not just in like film and stage production. That's in books as well. I can remember. What the hell was that book by Joseph Conrad? Oh, what was it called? The guy was named Mr. Jones, and this guy just doesn't like women. He is rather effeminate. He's not very strong. He's not super buff or anything like that. And he just, like, at the ending of the book, like, everyone dies. Like, just everyone either commits suicide or gets murdered or whatever. So that was the reason why I can't remember the book, but the reason why I read that book was the narrative style was told with multiple perspectives. Like chapter 1 was this guy, chapter 2 was that guy, chapter 3 was like an inner voice, and then chapter 4 was like an omniscient view because everyone started dying, so you couldn't just have one viewpoint. So, but I remember that character being a bit, obviously evil, but just effeminate. And disliking women, so it's like, oh, he must be gay. It's like, no, he's just a bad person. That's all.
Yes, some people are just weird, and by those standards, everyone from the 19th century who had weird mustaches, very well groomed weird mustaches,
unnecessarily,
would not be considered gay.
Yeah, like very large, and I don't know why that would get in my nerves, because if I'm eating or sleeping or just sneezing, like that would get messy.
That's the fashion of the time,
I guess. Yeah, I don't know. There's fashions I can understand, like clothing, but facial hair, I don't know. That's a little.
Would not want to have a mustache like Salvador Dali.
No.
Facial hair is amazing, and I will fight everybody who disagrees.
Like Salvador Dali.
all facial hair is amazing, apart from scruffy neck beards and patchy beards.
And Hitler, yeah, because he ruined.
No, even the toothbrush mustache still, that's perfectly fine.
Oh, just because it's associated with Hitler, it's bad, but it's really okay.
It's a gas mask confirming mustache.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's COVID secure.
Oh my god! It was always foreshadowing. Hitler had a gas mask mustache, and later he gassed the Jews.
Oh yeah. What?
And nobody noticed it. Wow.
Yeah, Wisp. That sounds like. Yeah.
It was always right in front of us.
Well, that's great.
For Germans talking weird again. I'm frightened.
He's saying a thing about that guy. Oh no.
He's mentioning the gassing and the Jews and the stuff again.
Hitler was quite eccentric. Maybe he was queer coded.
Oh god.
Question: Did Hitler know any hobos?
Well, he was a
I
vegan.
was literally thinking of making that joke. That's funny.
So if you guys don't know the definition of queer coded, it is a male or female character in a story who does not have a established sexuality, but the way they act and the way they talk and walk appears to be of a stereotype of someone who is homosexual. And that's
why before we just called it stereotyping.
Right. So if we have like David Bowie from what was that? Not Legend. The one where he plays the prince. What's his name? The evil prince. He's seducing that woman. He appears.
What thing again?
What the hell's that? The very famous David Bowie film with animatronics and puppets. And he's got the crazy long hair, and he has these 3 balls he's spinning in his hand all the time.
Oh, the Labyrinth.
Labyrinth, thank you. That's the one where apparently he's queer-coded in that because he doesn't actually find the female attractive, even though he does. I don't know. It's weird.
He's the devil.
He is a trickster, evil person, yeah.
He is the devil.
Oh, yeah? He's actually the devil?
Yes. He is actually the devil.
Oh, okay. I know he is the devil in the comic book.
And the devil can do whatever he wants because he's the devil. That's the point of him. The devil is unrestrained and indulgent.
So apparently he's also
like a
gay.
certain type of people.
Or
well, if he wants to be gay, he can be gay.
Yeah, I know.
It's the devil.
It's not a big deal, but that's the thing. In these stories, it's never the issue of the character or characterization or the plot or background story. It's never there. But these people read into it. It's like, oh, he's clearly effeminate. It's like, yes, he's dressed rather fabulously. That's true. That's the point.
Yeah, and this is the next point. Being being well-fashioned, let's say, is to these people already gay.
Right. So
normal people, it wouldn't be. It would just be maybe a bit extravagant.
Yeah.
We're not talking about this metrosexual bullshit because that is really heterosexual people dressing up as gay people.
Right.
It was a horrible, horrible time of fashion.
They'll see Poirot as a dandy or as a man who dresses over the top. He always has a hat, a cane, a bow tie, 3-piece suit, always very polished shoes, and they might call him queer-coded because why is he so into fashion? It's just, that's how he likes to dress. There's no sexual connotation to it whatsoever. So it's over the top silly with these people, but it is a pattern, and they could definitely associate the effeminate villain as homosexual, but.
Yeah, it's just a recent thing that that male clothes have become very, very plain. It's not long ago that there were ruffles and all this other nonsense on male clothes everywhere. For centuries, given it was partly with extravagant uniforms, it was partly a above lower class thing because you would actually need to afford fancier clothes. But in the end, that's what that was. It was to show off your wealth. So you can afford fancy clothes with unnecessary additions of fabric. So all of that costs, all of that was handmade. No machines, no automation that helped. That made every piece of scrap rather valuable. And today we have an excess of availability. But male clothes have just gone super plain on every strata of society.
Yeah, it's jeans and a t-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Jeans, t-shirt, and brown or black shoes.
Yeah,
wonderful.
Yeah, and
people think that I'm flamboyant because I wear brown boots. It's like, ooh, pushing the boat out there. Whoa, yeah.
Man, whoa.
Crazy. I'm like the Milan fashion show, mate. Just fucking nuts.
Man, they must think you're gay.
Sometimes I even wear a jacket. Shocking, I know. What will the Christian mothers think?
Yeah, and even when people today dress fancy, men wear a suit, and they all look almost the same. They're slightly different variants, but in the end, it's always the same.
Yeah,
category of clothing that is a suit.
Yeah, when you see go to like functions where everyone's wearing a suit and the men get drunk, they have like say waistcoats or anything. It just looks like you're in a room surrounded by snooker players. It's just very weird. I feel like I'm at the Crucible every single day. Oh.
All right, guys.
Anyway, carry on, guys. I'm going to be in and out because I'm actually eating some really nice food at the moment in time. So,
all right. Okay.
Red talks a lot of shit, so I thought might as well eat and enjoy myself.
Oh, okay.
I still haven't touched the tiramisu that is waiting in the fridge.
What are you exactly waiting for? I mean,
I'm on a stream now.
Okay,
but this doesn't stop me.
Tiramisu while I'm on the stream. That's rude.
There is a shelf life to that thing, so you have to.
I know.
There is yes, there is. Yeah. Which we don't want you to like.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
I have experience with
after a while.
I've experienced
how long
with
has it been
It's still doing okay.
How long? Listen, is it still doing okay? What is the mold not moving across?
Are you watering it?
Are you watering it?
There's no mold on it yet. Look, I'm familiar with food poisoning. I don't want it again.
Well, you should. I'm assuming you are if you just don't eat the food you buy for like 6 months.
I know when I can't eat a thing anymore.
Listen,
okay.
I can't eat the food when it starts having a debate with me in the morning. Anyway,
all right.
Gays and queers.
Let's get going. Here's Skullgar. Thank you for the 5. Episode 369. And nice. Can't wait to see what Olympic level jumping to conclusions by social justice Karens we have today. Usually she's okay. She does have a few inclusions here and there.
What?
Usually Red is okay. She just has like 1 or 2 comments a video that are just like, oh, that.
Where did your brain go?
We've sat through 2 of these videos and we've both agreed that she doesn't even know what the trope she's talking about is.
Yeah.
Did that not happen?
Well, I'm referring to.
Was I in a different?
Have we loaded another smut from before that?
No, I'm referring to the actual political commentary. Like she'll talk about patterns, and she'll get some odd statements here or there, and all of a sudden she'll say an aside about government or something like, "Wait, where did that come from?" And then she'll go back to her talk. So it does happen. Whether she's accurate or not, sometimes she is, and sometimes she isn't. It's kind of a hit and miss with her. So.
Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, the last 2 we've been on, we have literally got halfway through, and we all, as a collective, agreed that we didn't think she knew what the trope was she was talking about.
Yeah. Before now, years later, I watched Red with you again on this stream together with you. I had more respect for her now that I've seen the stuff. I probably is why I stopped watching her, because I in the back of my head noticed that something was off and then lost interest. I don't know. But since we watched this together here again, I say, what the fuck is wrong with her?
Have you seen her bio, Smud? Like
her bio?
Her what? Her bio?
Or the description? I mean, sorry.
Oh, her bio, her about page.
She has down under like further viewing. She has Lindsay Ellis, Sarah Z, H Bomber Guy, and Dominic Noble.
Welcome to BreadTube.
And then she's got her Patreon and Discord. Or whatnot.
Oh, you mean the description of the video? Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Oh God. I know she used.
Yeah, so that's probably where she put her brain through the grinder. Watching those people.
Yeah, Sarah.
Yeah, no, because I was just like reading and trying to look at the.
Who is Sarah
you know the
Z?
likes and dislikes, right?
I can't see dislikes now.
No, that's just 649 dislikes.
Yeah.
But it's pretty liked video.
Yeah, most of our videos are like that too. That's fine. All right. Anyway, 16 minutes. Let's get started.
This video was sponsored by Campfire Blaze. Insert flaming joke here. Warning, this video uses the word queer in a reclaimed way like a whole bunch. Like I say it more than 100 times. If that upsets you, you probably won't have a good time watching this video, and I'm kind of questioning why you even clicked on it. Okay, here we go. The Motion Picture Production Code of 1930, more commonly known as the Hays Code, was a set of self-censorship industry guidelines that basically defined what movies were allowed to do. It covers a lot of ground, but broadly it puts forward and enforces the following 3 general principles. 1. No picture shall be produced that will lower the moral standards of those who see it. Hence, the sympathy of the audience should never be thrown to the side of crime, wrongdoing, evil, or sin. 2. Correct standards of life, subject only to the requirements of drama and entertainment, shall be presented. And 3. Law, natural or human, shall not be ridiculed, nor shall sympathy be created for its violation. And to be honest, I could stop the video here. This right here is the chemical formula for the queer-coded villainy trope. Between 1934 and 1968, this standard was strongly enforced in U.S. film production down...
No, it's not. You could have villains that adhere to that, no problem. So, how does that come about? That's kind of silly. You could write a villain to be any standard you like. In fact,
what year are we in?
That doesn't make any. What she just said doesn't make any sense. It's like,
yeah, if the villains have no sexual perversions, then don't make them effeminate. Make them just men.
I can read the text she just quoted. I could interpret that as that, including the villains, must not be portrayed in this fashion.
Anyway,
wait, hold on. Yeah. No lowering moral standards plus natural. Wait, why are all these bad things only villains written as? Why does all these bad things mean that the villains only written as queer?
Systemically homophobic.
Is she saying all gay?
Societies.
Yeah, she's saying gay
No,
people are evil.
No sex perversion. Well, I guess I can't make a queer character now. It's like, wait, what? Why?
Unless they're a piece of shit. I don't. I'm already lost. Yeah.
Also, by the way, enforce natural law. Well, I guess we can't make queer people. Hang on a second. I thought all queer stuff was all natural, and it was, it's just a choice, really.
So the villains have to have a correct standard of life, so they can't kill people. Is that the point?
I don't know.
I don't know.
What year was this made?
A systematically homophobic, transphobic society.
Oh Jesus! I didn't even see that. Systematically
only villains written as queer. What?
Mm-hmm. What does that mean? Systematically homophobic?
Systemically, that means you're just subject to it. Society is just like that, and there's nothing we can do about it. And if there's nothing we can do about it, why even try?
I have the urge to say the F word.
But how is it systematically? I don't understand.
No, it's systemic. It's systemically, not systematically. Systematic would imply that we build a system that creates this. Systemically implies that it's just that way.
Oh yeah, systemic. Yeah, systemically.
And we are powerless against it.
So some of these do not logically result in gay villains. I'm sorry. Some of this is actually contradictory of gay villainy because you can't have sexual perversions. Yeah. So if you don't have sexual perversions, and the society believes that homosexuality is perverse,
it means that these things aren't. So her logic is that because these things aren't allowed for any of the good parts, it must result that the villains will represent all of these things.
What?
And that's why I thought that's a logic. That's why I said the way I can interpret the text she quoted as even the villains shouldn't portray these things as good.
Well, we're talking about
that because you're not allowed to show any of these things.
Yeah, we're talking about writing a
so
script.
You couldn't show a villain like this either.
It's not like these are all the things the heroes should do. The opposite you're allowed to do for villains. It's like, no, the Hays Code would say you can't do that. It says you can only do these things. Which implies, interesting enough, if you have a law like this and you want to write a story about a villain and he's a murderer, but he's a good guy, he's doing all the correct standards of life, whatever those are, like going to church, I guess, I don't know. And he does all these good things. And then you have to figure out who the bad guy is, or you have to figure out how he gets away with it. And then you discover, oh, that's why he's bad. He kills people. Or whatever.
This argument already falls flat because all the Bond villains don't adhere to this.
I don't think any villain...
Dr. No, Blofeld, and whoever the man with the golden gun was.
Well, yeah, but we're talking the 40s.
Yeah, but when
and 50s.
did the Hays Code finish? Because it would have been in the 50s, weren't it? Way before the 50s.
Probably the 60s.
It must have been early 50s.
Yeah, because you couldn't
the Hays...
like really emotional kissing and all that kind of crap. And
yeah, because that's where you get the Hollywood kiss, where they always used to like turn away from the camera.
Right.
With stuff, because you couldn't have kissing on screen. But there was some stuff in the 40s where villains were degenerate with stuff and actually really bad with everything. And I know the 50s have got some stuff where bad things happen, which go against this. So I'm assuming the Hays Code wasn't properly implemented, at least as early as the 50s. I'm going to look it up. I'm going to see if I can find out.
All right.
But anyway.
Let me read some donations. Hey, Great Scott. Thank you, sir. Just got off work. Judging by the title, this sounds like some grand conspiracy theory that each villainous example has been programmed with the supposed big gay that makes them look bad. Just imagine the T-800 from Terminator running a gay script. No, that would be horrible. Although Arnold would totally do it if he was asked to. Tall person.
Is the xenomorph queer coded?
Oh God. Here's tall person. Hoy all, I have been waiting for this one. The moment I saw this original video, I knew you guys would cover it very soon. And a trigger warning for queer. Really? Yeah, that's who we're dealing with here. So. Oh, the book was called Victory from Joseph Conrad. There we go. And that was written way, way back in I can't remember, either 19 or 1910s, I can't remember. But it's really, really old. So no Hays Code there. And he had an effeminate villain for the sake of him being effeminate, and that's how he wrote his character because he wanted to. That's it. Mr. Jones. So, anyway. Back to the video.
The letter could not portray sin or violations of the natural law in any kind of sympathetic context, which means if you wanted to put queer stuff in your movie, your only option was to put it on a bad guy.
No. Did you understand what you just said? It means you couldn't put it in your movie, period.
Mm-hmm.
You know when something's like in a law, like illegal, let's just say, doing it it's like you can't shoot somebody. It doesn't mean, oh well, I guess I can legally stab somebody then. No.
Her logic here would be, the law forbids good people to shoot someone. So bad people are allowed to shoot people.
Mm-hmm. Good people aren't allowed to have gay sex, but bad people, they can be as big a faggots as they ever want to be.
Whoa.
Don't. I said I was going to say the F word. I gave fair warning. I gave a trigger warning.
I wonder if this.
Which F word is there? There are several F words.
Well,
I'm not repeating myself.
This didn't apply to obviously British authors because.
Fish?
What? No, British.
What?
British.
No. Eric was going like there's a lot of words that begin with F, and Eric was fish, and it's like, yeah, that is a word beginning with F. Well done, Eric. Pat on the head.
The T is silent. It's British.
Okay. Anyway,
hey,
there was
the Hays Code is about Hollywood. Now, from what I know about Hollywood, and forgive me if I'm a stupid British who doesn't know about, American stuff, but Hollywood's just in America. So, and the last time I checked, American laws don't cross over into Britain or into other countries.
But Hawk, my island friend, don't you know that America is the world? And whatever happens in America is...
Never call me my island friend. That's very weird. But yes, I understand. I just get nervous when a German goes, "My friend." It's like, You said that to the Polish as well. So I'm just kind of.
I don't know. Polish are just drinking buddies.
Oh, that's why you double teaming with the Russian.
I do remember the BBC version of Cards on the Table. They made the doctor they implied it he was homosexual, but that was not in the original book. So
because homosexuality was still illegal in the UK until the 60s,
right? So you couldn't really do. I mean, it wasn't illegal to portray stuff like that. It was just illegal to be openly homosexual. Yeah. And in that regard, because he was a villain, like he was one of the suspects. But he was also, previously married to a woman, and they would not talk about being that, so you couldn't put it in your film, or you couldn't put it in your story. Obviously, later they decide a lot of embellishments, a lot of interpretations they like to do with older classic books. It's like it's fine, you could do that. It doesn't break the character anyway.
Well, there seems to be a big drive to make Moriarty from Sherlock Holmes gay.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the BBC version. Okay.
The BBC version with Jim Moriarty, he's gay, but there seems to be a bit of a thing where it's almost we try and make out that there's some sort of because both of them are supposedly asexual and all that sort of stuff. There's they're like gay buddies and stuff. Not gay buddies, but there's gay tension between them. So, I hope.
You're right. Anyway,
it's the same thing as everywhere. Oh, it's two men on the screen. They must be gay.
There's emotionally charged scenes. They must want to kiss each other.
They've tried to make Batman and the Joker gay for each other, and I'm just a bit like,
what?
Yeah.
They want to kill each other with that.
Well, I'm not going to say much about gay relationships, but but yeah, seriously, they try to make out there's some sort of romantic sexual attraction between Batman and the Joker. So
it's really not just niche stuff anymore. Sorry, it's everything. It's the big things.
Well, and they try to make them gay and where?
Well, especially in the woke crowd, there seems to be a push to say that it is sort of like there's a gay sexual attraction between them.
Because every time these people see two male characters, they start fantasizing. They start fantasizing about the gay.
Well, it's the same with
old films. Look at Poe and Finn.
And I'll be
they spoke to each other gay.
And this is the big difference to the weebs, because the weebs, as much as they love their waifus, they do not Yuri pair them with each other all the time. They do not go, oh, it's two female characters on the screen. They must have sex with each other. They must be lesbians. That mean these socialist fetishists are more degenerate than the weebs.
I was doing a search on Google about queer coding, and someone made a list of really old films, like for top 20 or top 100, whatever it was. And the first page had Peter Lorre. If you guys don't know Peter Lorre from all kinds of noir and black and white films, the one that I recall is The Maltese Falcon. And they said he was queer-coded because he either was working a lot with Sidney Greenstreet, because he played with him a lot in a lot of films, and they sort of have this weird relationship going. But because
you mean like Bud Spencer and Terence Hill?
I wouldn't exactly say that.
They must be gay.
But Peter Lorre as an actor, he's very odd. He's sort of like this queer fellow, not gay queer, just sort of how does he talk to you in that way he talks? It's very strange. So they must have interpreted his personality, his delivery as homoerotic somehow, which makes no sense to me. But it's the same idea of, this guy's clearly effeminate. It's like, well, he has some feminine features, but that doesn't make him gay. So,
no, this is worse than the actual homophobes who fear the gay to be everywhere.
Oh yeah, if you could,
they're not going that overboard with interpreting the gay everywhere. These people are worse.
Movies from 80, 100 years ago or whatever, and they're going, this guy's clearly gay. It's like, are you out of your mind?
Yes, they are.
And even
these
even in a noir where there are some sexually charged moments, we're talking about the 40s or the 30s or the 50s. They don't depict sex in the same way we would depict sex nowadays.
Yeah, there's no secret gay message hidden in these things.
They have to get by with innuendo and dialogue. That's about as good as it gets. So it's heavily implied things are happening, and then you would know exactly what's going on because you could understand the words happening on the screen. So, and it's always between the femme fatale, because that's what you do in a noir. There's a femme fatale and she deuces everyone.
Yeah.
Anyway. Joe Crazy. Hey, Joe. She does know that the Hays Code didn't include books, right? Yeah, exactly. Just film in the States. Okay.
The Hays Code things like masculine women, feminine men, and interracial relationships. The 30s through 60s. But it's not like the Hays Code invented the idea that these things were bad. The concept that queerness is some kind of unnatural crime or sin instead of just being, a way people can exist is pretty old and well established at this point, but more importantly...
Red, your choice of font is horrible. I can't read this fat rainbow crap.
Okay.
Yeah, there's so much green that's like ruining it.
Did actively enforce it? Okay.
Oh.
Queerphobia.
I love the fact that queerphobia was represented.
I just wanted clean stories.
I just love the idea that queerphobia. There was a phobia a thing that didn't exist back in the 30s and 40s because queer didn't mean what they say it means.
It meant strange, right?
Yeah. Meant an odd fellow.
Strange phobia.
Most of the movies out of those times were telling very clean, basic stories.
Yeah.
Where everybody wore a suit. All the women were nicely dressed. That was that. And then there was a lot of talking. Because action wasn't developed that much.
Yeah.
Imagine remakes of all these
brutal
remasters of all these old movies by Michael Bay.
Yeah, but they used to fire real bullets at people in the movies in the 30s and 40s. Literally, they used to fire real bullets at actors.
Because they had no fake ones?
They didn't. No one before blanks were invented, but they actually hired trained marksmen to play like goons, so that they could aim properly and miss the actors. That
I call a tough profession.
That is cool.
Yeah.
You could die on set today, but we're not going to do that.
Who was it? I can't remember which actor it was. Said he was never going to work with a certain director because he told the marksman to aim as close to the actor's head as possible.
Oh God!
And bear in mind that they're aiming with not like rifles and pistols, but actual Tommy machine guns, Tommy guns.
Yeah,
oh my God!
Very accurate with those. Yeah, they're blasting away with these sort of things. It's just a bit like Jesus Christ, man.
Imagine making Rambo during that time.
Well, Rambo Part 2. Yeah, God, Jesus. Oh my God. Now, Sylvester, when you're aiming those arrows with the grenades attached to the end, try to miss. We can't keep affording new brown people for you to shoot at.
No. Oh boy.
Oh, but yeah, the Hays Code didn't invent queerphobia because queerphobia was invented in I think 2019.
By the left.
By the left, just
to bully you, to emotionally extort you into sucking dick.
Yeah. Yes. So you're all right. The Hays Code did not invent queerphobia. Queerphobia was invented by Charlotte Knunts, they, on Twitter, October 17th, 2019.
That suddenly reminded me of, I don't know if you guys have heard of the Comeback Trail from last year, where they're trying to get Tommy Lee Jones killed on set. So it's a whole, it's called the Comeback Trial. What's his name? Robert De Niro, I think, is in it. And he's got, what's his name? Oh, the actors. Morgan Freeman is the guy. He's like a mob boss or something. He's trying to get money out of Robert De Niro. And he's like, listen, no, we're gonna film a movie. We're gonna try and get this famous actor killed, and all the insurance money from that or whatever will pay off my debt.
Right.
So Tommy Lee Jones is getting like the shit knocked out of him the entire time, trying to get him killed.
Okay, I want to watch that. What's the name again?
Oh, it's called the Comeback Trail.
The Comeback Trail.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll have a look
That
at
sounds
that.
amazing.
This better
The
be good.
cast sounds amazing.
No, it's a horrible film, but anyway, it's funny.
Is it horrible? Oh, thanks. Then I got to delete this from.
Well, we have Morgan Freeman as a gangster. It's like, okay, this is cool. Anyway, and trying to kill Tommy Lee Jones is always gonna be fun. So
It's two great actors I want to see. It's
Yeah.
probably irrelevant how bad the movie is.
there's maybe a few laughs, but that's about it. Everything else is kind of blah.
Oh. To be honest with you, if I just watch Tommy Lee Jones get the shit kicked out of him, I'm probably gonna be laughing.
Yeah.
No, quite
By Robert
quite a
De
long way
Niro?
through.
No, well, he's the director, and Tommy Lee Jones is like the famous old actor playing a western. And he's like falling bridges and boxes and getting shot and whatever, thrown from horses.
I hope Robert De Niro would be biting someone's nose off again.
Oh,
What?
maybe not so direct, but trying to kill Tommy Lee Jones. Anyway, back to queer-coded villains.
Boo!
Hang on, is Morgan Freeman queer coded in that movie?
No.
No, he's black coded.
Oh, sorry, how silly of me.
Anyway.
Than the whole decriminalization thing, for decades, if not centuries in the US and UK, the most popular attitude towards that sparkling rainbow of human diversity was that it was a thing, sure, but nobody was allowed to acknowledge it. You couldn't be upfront or overt about queer tendencies, those were private and shameful, and you would be super arrested and punished if you were caught being queer too.
Yeah, you needed your own Oscar Wilde. That's your problem. No?
Well, he was Irish, and again, Irish are very good at English, so yes, that would be helpful.
Are they?
Yeah, they've won like
Are they?
8 or 9 Nobel Awards on literature, so yeah, they're pretty good. They're pretty good.
I've spoken to Irish people.
Yeah, in general, not so much. Specifically, yes, they're very good at it.
You know,
I have Irish family. I still don't know what any of their names are. So
you know, it's all the literary capacity in the Irish accumulates in a few
drunken
in a few individuals. Yeah. Those give you the Nobel Peace Prizes, but in order to facilitate that, because there is only a limited amount of literary capacity for any given people, the rest are just mumbling gibberish.
Throughout all of Irish history, only 9 people have been able to speak English.
Yeah, they got Nobel Peace Prizes. It's great.
Yeah.
All right.
Literary prize.
Well, to be honest with you, it's 9 Irish people speaking English as well.
Literature.
7 more than what Americans can do.
Literature.
Well, if you're the leader of the free world and you get a Peace Prize for existing, that's pretty amazing. So America's probably got that beat.
Obama, you remember Obama?
But you don't get one for making actual impossible peace deals.
Well, when you start bombing people and you get a Peace Prize for it, that's pretty awesome. So.
Yeah.
America. Biden's going to get one now. I bet Biden's going to get one now because the conflict in Afghanistan is finally over.
No, Biden won't win a Nobel Peace Prize because he wouldn't know where he was when he went to accept it.
I would love to see him get one. I would absolutely love it.
Hey, man, my name's not Kamala. It's like, sorry.
I brought peace to the Afghanistan by leaving it. It's like, what? Okay. You win a Peace Prize, sir.
What I'd find funny if it goes like the Nobel Peace Prize and it just says Vice President Biden and it's just like, oh.
It's like, oh yeah, he's a president now. We forgot about that.
Stand aside, you're a woman.
All right.
You wanted this.
Let's listen to her again.
It's not that these identities didn't exist or weren't known about, it's that they were mostly obscured, actively punished, or most commonly referred to with obfuscating, polite euphemisms to discreetly imply that someone was queer without making any concrete statements that would violate the sweeping agreement that these people's very existence was fundamentally indecent, embarrassing, or otherwise a problem to be covered up or fixed. Men weren't gay, they were confirmed bachelors. That woman isn't partnered with that man because they're mutually covering up their own queer identities by giving each other plausible deniability while seeing people they're actually attracted to on the side. They're just in a lavender marriage. Those two independently wealthy New England women aren't living together because they're lesbians, they're just in a Boston marriage. That woman who never seemed interested in getting married or settling down isn't asexual or aromantic or a lesbian, she's a...
Those are not real things.
This is...
Except for the lesbian.
This is...
But the thing is, a spinster, everyone knows what spinster... Projection!
Yeah, this has very little to do with specific works of fiction, unless she's going to reference some, and specifically from England or the United States, I guess. But
and Red, this means people had words for these things all the time, and they tolerated it because it is a world of as long as you don't bother me, I'm not gonna bother you. As long as you don't diddle my kids, I'm not gonna bother with you either. The problem is, and this is what the SJWs do not want to admit, is that there are a lot of pedophiles hiding in the gay scene and behind the trans label. They're not really trans. They hide behind it. They hide that and abuse that in order to get to targets. As we've seen with this bullshit. What was it called? Drag Queen Story Hour, where drag queens who turned out to be pedophiles sat in libraries reading children books to, what was it, 5-6-year-olds?
Okay.
And then had the 5-6-year-olds crawl around on their bellies.
What are we talking about?
Something I don't know.
Yeah.
Which just goes.
Look up Drag Queen Story Hour. It turned out that the organizers, the performers and the organizers turned out to be actual pedophiles, as we all predicted.
Yeah, but I'm now trying to figure out what's that got to do with what. The
thing that what that's got to do with what Red's saying is that people are wary about the gay people because it is impossible to tell for the average person whether it's just a gay person or it's a pedophile. And that's a reason to stay away from them and tell your kids to not associate with them. Because you don't want your kids to be raped. It's very simple.
Well, that just
not just it's not just the disgust reaction of I don't want same-sex stuff. I don't want a dick of another man in my butt, stuff like that. It's not just that. It's people want to protect their children. And since we cannot tell outright whether someone's a pedophile or just gay, people side with the safer option of just let's stay away from that.
You know what's funny? It reminds me of that music video that those I don't know if it was the LGBT or the gay community, but they were sort of making a joke of like, we will convert your children.
No,
and that was not sarcasm.
That wasn't a joke. Oh no.
Yeah. I know, but it's just
that was
I don't know why you would joke about that.
That was one of the most direct weather balloons I've ever seen. And what was I gonna say?
You could joke about like converting just people, but kids.
Yeah, but you don't joke about abusing kids. Fuck off. And and the next problem is, especially with the left wing, is with socialists, is that they have always, and they still do very thoroughly, try to normalize pedophilia, and they do it slice by slice. That's what all the reduce age for driving, reduce age for service, reduce age for what do I know, housing, reduce the age for vote. And when they have enough of that, they will say, oh, but the kids can do this at this age, all the other things at this age already now. We should also reduce the age of consent to be consistent. That will be their justification. And that's why people have a problem with the queers.
Well, let's get back to fictional depictions of the queers.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
I'd like to see some queer-coded villains and just see what she views as queer-coded villains, because I assume that none of them will actually be queer-coded.
She's a spinster. That guy who publicly stated he was bisexual was probably just joking.
He actually was.
Is that David Bowie?
Yes, he actually had a phase, and then he stopped being bisexual.
Yeah.
It happens.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He got married, didn't
especially during puberty.
Yeah, it's funny. It's like. Remember those girls from college that always said they were bisexual, and then they turned out to be just fucking liars and weren't actually bisexual and just doing it for attention?
They were
Red,
drunk.
talk to people. Just
They
talk
kiss
to
each
actual
other.
humans. No, not even that. There was always that girl at school who was always a bisexual just for attention.
Mm. Oh, and thanks to Jord Kells in the chat, he says, also, it wasn't just LGBT romance. Publicly overt hetero romance was frowned on as well.
Yeah, that's the same
because
idea.
It was seen as indecent.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like you keep that to your private life. It's not something you put on display.
It was like in the UK. It's like what happens in the bedroom stays in the bedroom. Mm-hmm. You don't bring it out.
Right. It's almost the same as what we have today. You don't go around just start making out with your girlfriend in the middle of the street. Like, that's just ridiculous.
There's people who do that.
You can get
Did
arrested.
You just say ridiculous?
In the UK.
In certain parts of the world, yes, that is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, you can't just like strip down and start fucking your girlfriend somewhere, or fucking your boyfriend somewhere, or just fucking anybody somewhere. You know, it's a bit like...
Well, people don't have problems to eating each other's faces in public.
Oh.
Yeah, but I'm talking about eating each other's asses in public. There's a bit of a difference, you know. There's,
Yeah, it's the next level,
I guess. Class and style, you know.
How do you get above eating someone's face?
Why would you want to eat someone's ass? You keep that in private.
I think Wisp means eating someone's ass, literally.
No, I mean, not just the cute little, nice, romantic little kiss, but just making out, slobbering over each other's faces.
Hang on, hold on. I got what Wisp meant by eating each other's face. Do you actually mean? Did you two think she meant literally eating a person's face?
Hawk, Smut is obsessed with food. This is first definition.
I take everything literally until I understand.
Okay. Let's put it this way. When two people are literally fighting each other's tonsils with their tongues, does that make it a bit simpler in public?
What do you mean they tongue wrestle?
Yes, they tongue wrestle. Yeah.
So like
they snog. They fucking make out. They fucking lick each other's chins and all this sort of stuff. It's disgusting. I don't know any more euphemisms for snogging, kissing, making out.
So wait, how do we score the event though? How do we score it?
How do you score it?
Yeah.
When it looks like they're eating each other's faces.
Does the tongue have to pin somebody down or?
Eric, shut up!
Anyway, here's a donation from Francis Coppola. This person probably character is well dressed and keeps secrets from people. Sound the faggot alarm. We've got 23 to 19. That's a queer in the open.
Whoa,
fire up Twitter, disengage tact, and prepare to engage in the sophistry protocol. Okay. That was a mouthful.
Yep.
But thank you. Always.
I get it.
Okay. Do you?
The mouthful, get it?
Yes. All right.
Mouthful, because they're eating each other's faces or each other's asses.
Okay. Anyway, here we go. Back to her definition of the bisexuals.
This person who lived publicly as a man their whole life and took great pains to make sure nobody found out they weren't assigned male at birth wasn't a trans man. Maybe they were just really committed to going to medical school. It's not automatically this queer thing, so it's
assessed, not assigned.
The veneer of deniability, aka the closet, shielded queer identities from punishment. Openly queer tendencies violated this tacit understanding and were often punished horrendously.
In what
that
ways,
almost rhymes.
People who are flamboyant weren't punished, by the way.
It rhymes? That's what you... What does she mean by they were punished horrendously?
I guess they were thrown in jail and beaten up. I don't know.
Do we have proof of that?
They had conversion therapy, didn't they?
I don't know. Alan Turing was forced transitioned, which drove him to suicide. So trans was accepted in the 50s, but by the state. But being gay wasn't. Like in Iran today, by this weird religion that we are all not allowed to criticize because it's totally awesome and only wants peace. And it's totally not phobic of anything.
All right.
Hooray!
All right.
Let's keep
going. You're obsessed with little tidbits of history. I mean, if you want to criticize a culture for being, if homophobic is even the right word, because most of the time it's disgust and not irrational fear. Because I don't know whether you've ever been around the rainbow scene really that much and got to know some of the gay people. Some of them are really obnoxious, horrible, and dangerous, and want to put their dicks into everyone. Really, everyone, and they will try to emotionally extort you. Maybe or maybe even threaten you or shame you for not wanting it, which is what they're not doing on Twitter with the public in general. Well,
I'm sure we've all had a situation where a gay person has come up to you. I'm only saying gay because obviously as a guy, I've never had a lesbian come up to me and ask me this question because what can I offer her? But when you turn a gay person down, they go, "Oh, but have you tried it? You never know. You might enjoy it." It's like, no, I'm perfectly fine.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The sneaky shit, and they try to do that with me.
Mm-hmm.
They try to do that with me because, but you're a trans woman. You must want this. No, fuck off.
Yeah. Oh, come on. It'll be a bit of fun. No, I'm perfectly okay. No, you can try it.
And they don't stop.
Yeah,
they don't
my favorite
fucking stop. They do not understand no means no. That's the shit about the rainbow fascists. They do not take no for a no.
But you know what does make them stop? When they say, "Oh, you haven't tried it," my response is, "Have you ever been tried being beaten up viciously in a bar?" And then they tend to like walk away. It's crazy how that works.
All right, here's
it's very effective. Yes.
Here's Mike Oxlong, Bernie Sanders voice. I am once again asking for affluent white women to stop fetishizing gay men, especially since they get angry when straight men fetishize lesbians.
Yeah.
I was about to do a Bernie Sanders voice, but I don't think I have his voice figured out yet.
Yeah. Anyway, this is
this
is another reason why
I don't think I've ever heard that guy talk.
Have you ever heard of Bernie Sanders talk? Don't worry about it.
Basically a Jewish guy from New York.
I've just seen quotes. I just don't actually.
Was it? Just wait until 2024 when he once again robs all the money off of stupid students.
Once again, I ask for your monetary support to buy a phone.
One of those guys.
He's only got 3 houses, guys. He's not just stealing money.
He's got
only got 3 houses.
Yeah, but he's a communist, so he doesn't believe in private property.
Yeah.
What's that?
Anyway, what we just talked about is the reasons why people do not like the gays, because there are so many, and it's always the attention-seeking, obnoxious ones who do not respect any boundaries of others that piss people off. Whether that is the gays, whether that is all the fake trans people, whether that is your common narcissist. People hate these people for being obnoxious and always in your face. And they never stop unless they get a brick to that face. To their face.
It's like
not yours.
It's like a horny dog that just keeps humping your leg.
Yeah. It's like just shake your leg until it flies off against a wall or a tree or something.
Into a wood chipper.
Yeah, and when that happens too much, then people get very aggressive very quickly. Because their fuse got so short because they can't fucking take it anymore from these kinds of people. That doesn't mean, and that is always to the detriment of the gays who are fine people, who are not like that, and the actual trans people who are not like that. We take the brunt because of these assholes that you, Red, refuse to call out.
That's a good point, yeah. I was just going to make the joke that, like, oh, men can't be raped, right?
All right.
Well, I'm not going to make that joke. Anyway.
Well, that's what they say. I mean,
oh, boy.
And that's why it's okay.
That's another can of worms that we are not getting.
Yeah, let's just go with the video.
Okay.
The thing I wanted to mention was, in Viking society, you were just killed.
Wait. Stop. Why are we talking about Vikings?
There was an actual society where being openly gay was a really bad idea because you just got an axe to the face.
Oh, you said Viking. Okay, I thought you said hobos again. I was like...
No, Vikings. North.
Have you ever? But here's a question though: have you ever seen a gay hobo? Questions on a postcard. You know.
I mean, aren't hobos gay anyway? How are they getting money to buy drinks?
Well, if you guys,
I didn't start a hobo topic this time.
What? No.
What? No.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, no, we didn't.
What?
I did.
Yeah.
What about? Stop
so it's your fault again.
Just wanting to point it out.
All right. Well, we're not talking about Assassin's Creed Valhalla anytime soon, so let's just keep going.
I don't intend to. It's an awful concept.
Anyway.
Assassin's Creed.
Yes.
Assassin's Creed.
No,
Valhalla.
Oh, that's gay coded. Yeah, and it's in the word.
Okay, let's go.
Totally cool about the plausible deniability, baby. Basically all this to say that while queer identities have always existed and always been known to a degree, until very recently the prevailing attitude was that they had to be kept secret and private, and any kind of publicly visible queerness had to be smacked down as harshly as possible. This attitude manifested in lots of different ways.
Okay.
Oh god, this is tiring out. Red, please use a different font.
Those people shouldn't exist. It's fundamentally wrong, unnatural. Those people are unfortunate. Pity them. Those people are fine. I just don't want them all up in my business. Those people are all right. You know, one of my friends is. I am those people.
Wait, I am those.
Oh, I am those people.
It looked like it said "row" because the font is so. I don't know.
Okay, so
I just like that. Those people are fine. I just don't want them all in my business. It's like, okay, what's wrong with that?
You know, aside from the fundamentally wrong unnatural, these are all okay responses.
Yeah.
And yes, gay people, trans people are unfortunate because they can't have normal lives, they can't have normal families, they can't have kids with their loved ones. Do you understand that, Red? Or will you die a childless cat lady like all the other SJWs?
Here is.
Whoa, that's alt-right thinking there. You can't be saying that. You sound just like the Critical Drinker.
Why is her videos always structured the same? It's just the same music, same weird ass fonts that she has to pick out
because it works.
Her boyfriend
And people like it. That's about it.
I mean, the normal black font is readable, but this rainbow shit, I can't. You're giving me eye cancer, Red.
I just wonder if blue like maybe switches it up, maybe, and that's why people stick around. I don't know.
Can you give the rainbow back to the kids, please?
Oh no, it's owned by the gays.
Yeah.
No, don't give. No, they do want to give the rainbow to the kids. It's just that's the problem.
In the wrong way.
Oh, like Skittles.
And that is the point where people are justified.
They do want to
but that is
the rainbows in the mouth. Yeah.
Yeah, but Hawk, that is the exact situation where people are justified to say those people shouldn't exist because they're abusing children.
Well,
because nobody except the sadistic psychopaths want to abuse children.
I don't know. It's kind of funny kicking a child. Just, just yeet.
Yeah.
Hmm?
All right. Anyway, I
put a chokehold on him.
Here is a donation from Gay Guerva. Thank you. I find it funny.
Orma.
I find it funny that socialists decry televangelists for living in mansions and not giving to the poor. Okay. Meanwhile, they're anti-rich people and have no problem becoming rich themselves. There's lots of weirdness in this mentality that we have to be more giving at the expense of everything. We have to, just give up on our dreams, give up on our desire to be rich or to be wealthy, or to even consider what that is, and just give in to the group, which is the strangest philosophy I've ever heard. I don't think I've ever been taught that or shown to be a good thing, to give in to what other people are saying. It's usually the exact opposite. You should always fight for yourself. You should always strive.
If your friends jumped off a bridge, would you follow?
Yeah. That's
Don't. Yeah. That's
to
do the action movie thing where I just jump after my best friend, catch him, and my foot still hangs up on the bridge, and I'd saved his life. Yeah, that is the point where I jump off the bridge too. Yeah, probably will never work that way, but
yeah, swings and roundabouts,
What was I? I'm lost again.
That's okay.
I can't concentrate today.
That's okay.
okay.
Don't worry about it. We're good.
It's fine.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Let's keep going.
People treated it like a sin that people had a religious obligation to oppose in all its forms, while some people took the slightly more charitable attitude that it wasn't inherently a problem as long as they kept it quiet and consensual and not in my backyard and don't ask, don't tell. Of course, in practice...
But what's wrong about that? Keep it quiet and consensual and not in my backyard. Yeah, don't have your gay sex in my backyard. Have it in your backyard. Or better, your bedroom, like normal people. Hey, Red, are you listening to yourself? How is what you just criticized a bad thing?
Yeah,
how's that a bad stance?
I don't want gay men swinging their crotch in my face, how am I?
Yeah, not in my backyard. While I'm sitting here with my family and my kids, hey, and having a nice Sunday dinner lunch outside. Like, and then the gay neighbors come into our backyard and start doggy styling. Like, what?
No, it's like you're having your Sunday dinner and you're just trying to ignore the gay couple having hardcore sex on your table, and you're just like.
Red, can you imagine that you don't need to be homophobic to have a problem with that?
Can you imagine that, Hawk? Can you?
Yeah. Just
can you imagine that? Here's Hawk warming up some food. He's like, honey, what's that sound?
And Red, and while you cite this example. While you cite this example, Red, you have your avatar sitting there looking as if you want to rip someone's throat out.
Oh man, I'm just.
I hope you don't have children. Seriously.
Oh, Wes, I'm being serious here. I can't even listen to you because I'm just thinking about a quiet Sunday dinner being like interrupted by two guys having rampant sex on a table. Oh God, he got his crotch in the salad.
Oh God.
Oh my God, what's he doing with the mashed potato?
No one likes the salad anyway. That's okay.
Well, they needed the oil for their plate.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's like. Oh no, he's got hold of the chicken. Oh no.
Oh God, no, the image in my mind gets worse now. I see the 16th century's sophisticated family and with the nice sophisticated speech, darling, could you pass me the sugar? While this gay couple is having sex on the table.
Darling, could you pass one of the salt? Yes, of course. As it's slowly trying to twist into like two gay men covered in hot butter, just fucking away.
Okay, that's.
Darling, have you heard? Aubrey has gotten better marks in school this week.
The stock shares have gone up. Talking about the weather.
Oh yes, I've heard this year's harvest is exquisite. We should make more profit this time.
Oh, Jesus.
We might not have to. We might not have to leave workers out on the street.
We might have to fuck ourselves. Oh my God.
Okay.
Why? Why do we get on this topic?
Anyway, back to talking about things being in your backyard and not mine.
Does this true? For instance, Alan Turing and Oscar Wilde were both famously punished absolutely horrendously for private consensual relationships with other men. And while Turing was a very private guy, Oscar Wilde is kind of famous for being flamboyant and a historical queer icon. But even he kept his actual queer relationships on the DL as much as possible, actually taking the Marquess of Queensberry to court for libel when he accused him of sleeping with his son, which by all accounts Wilde was doing. Unfortunately, during that case, Wilde's gay relationships were exposed by a team of private detectives which flipped the case on its head and turned the whole trial into a sham, after which his life was basically systematically destroyed. First, he denied everything, but when he was arrested and tried after pleading not guilty, he ended up undercutting himself by delivering a heartbreakingly beautiful defense of the love that dare not speak its name, and how that kind of love between two men.
I didn't know about the son thing. How old was he?
Oscar Wilde.
Because that is interesting. Well, the son of the other guy.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just like the way that Red is now talking about. God, look how this person's life was completely cancelled and destroyed for something that they couldn't, just their views. It's disgusting. It's
yeah, like, but imagine that young man was a young woman. So, would the father appreciate that?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Nay.
Probably not. Not without knowing.
Nay, I say. Nay.
In those times, you wanted to know who was shagging your daughter.
That's well, after marriage probably, but.
And and Red, are you gonna talk about the Alan Turing thing that in that time, in theory, trans women had it quite well? Because that was the punishment for Alan Turing. For the UK's policy was that gay isn't a thing; those are all women trapped in men's bodies. So we must transition them for them to fit society. We must change their bodies to fit their behavior. You know who's also doing that? Right now, your political camp. To every child that just dares to play with the wrong toys or use the wrong pencils in drawing. Your side is doing that to children. And not even for sexual orientation, but for just for hobby interests. Are you talking about that, Red? Will you ever? Or will you make excuses for it? Like all the other bread tubers you love so much.
Okay.
I'm just waiting until she starts mentioning actually queer-coded villains and not just
we're getting there.
Whatever this is.
Anyway.
I'm just like, okay.
Let's go.
Two men is perfectly natural, beautiful, noble, dating back to ancient Greece, and it's not the fault of the love that the modern world doesn't understand it. It was unfortunately kind of the opposite of a legal defense, and he ended up doing 2 years of hard labor and was never the same afterwards, actually dying shortly after his release. This is a very long...
The ancient Greece excuse usually is brought up because it's interpreted as homosexual relationships. It's also brought up by pedophiles to justify their acts because they interpret it that way. That I have to figure out how old that other person is, because I didn't know about this case. Honestly, I never dug that deep into Oscar Wilde's life. I just like his work, but dude, not good. Not a good premise, man. Nobody likes a pedophile.
The minute you start bringing up the minute you start bringing up what happened in ancient Greece, I automatically go, there's probably a young boy involved in it. Because that's usually what it's like. Well, the Greeks used to fuck young boys. Why can't I? It's like,
because it psychologically damages them.
And it's also because we've decided that. Also, we're not fucking ancient Greeks. Our society's decided differently.
Not everything about ancient Greece was good. And not everything about the Romans was good, despite the aqueducts.
Yeah.
And the public toilets.
All right, here's Francis Ford again. Oscar Wilde slept with Lord Alfred Douglas, who was 15 at the time, with the affair. And Oscar...
Okay, that counts as pedophilia.
Yeah, Oscar was 46.
Definitely pedophilia.
Okay. Yeah, so...
I'm sorry.
Yeah... So,
Red, you just excuse pedophilia.
Yeah, fuck's sake!
And you know, I'm gonna tell you, I still enjoy the works of H.P. Lovecraft, no matter what kind of cunt he may have been. I will still enjoy the works of Oscar Wilde, even though he's a bloody pedophile. That doesn't change the quality of his work.
Yes, but you're giving money to his estate, I'm sure, just by purchasing one of his books or poems or whatever.
Yeah, but it's also one of those things where the minute that me and Wisp heard that defense of in ancient Greece, we both went, sounds a bit iffy. Literally looking it up, it's like, it was because he was underage. It's like, see, this is where the problem comes. Do you know what I mean? It's
interesting what you omit, Red.
Yeah, but it's also a bit like all these things where people get arrested for like being homosexual and stuff. It tends to 99% of the time be because it's with an older guy with a younger guy, as in like, you know, pedophilia, and it just seems like It's just very weird how it's always the same thing constantly.
Why is the left so obsessed with venerating pedophilia? I haven't figured it out yet.
So I can't really read some of these words, and I don't want to. So let's just keep going because I just want to say.
Yeah.
All right.
A depressing way to say that the real-world social context for the corpus of literature that created the queer-coded villain trope was an environment where queerness was known and acknowledged as what amounted to an open secret, but the minute the social contract was violated and queerness was publicly acknowledged or exposed, it was violently punished for being indecent, unnatural, or wrong.
Okay, I'm sorry.
In the case of pedophilia, it should still be.
This is very false equivalence to think that we have this history of men loving other men, and they're seen as evil for that, and therefore we're going to write a whole bunch of queer-coded villains as a result. That is not even... Who the hell even remembers the story of Oscar Wilde? Like, Wisp didn't even know that. How did we,
yeah, exactly, yeah.
How did we get from this to that? I really don't think that was the influence beyond...
God, yeah, it's like, remember this faggot from 4th century Greece? It's like, no. Yeah, he's the reason for queer coding villains. What? No? Who is this guy? What?
So we're gonna make...
stepped out, so I have a feeling like I didn't miss much. But then you guys start talking about like the Greeks.
Yeah, it's like Stephalophagus fucked some 12-year-old boy once, and that's how we got, Frankenfurter in the Rocky Horror Picture Show. You're I'm sorry, there's a very big leap here.
Yeah, someone was reading Aristophanes, and that's why they came up with Raul Silva in Skyfall. It's like,
what?
Yeah, exactly. It's just, yeah.
What? I'm sorry, I'm lost. I can't follow.
Aristophanes?
Yeah. The only thing of Aristophanes that I have read is The Birds, which is amazing. It's hilarious.
Well, Aristophanes is talking about, this is in Plato, that's the only way I know him, he was talking about how man was androgynous, or humanity was androgynous, and we came from this template, and the gods divided the two, and that's why we have lesbians and all these other feelings.
Oh, that's the original Lilith story in the Old Testament.
Yeah, these are very similar stories all throughout antiquity, so... We usually reference Aristotle on his talk about the gymnasium and how all these men were working together and working out together, but so were women. They were all naked too. So I don't know. It's not a big deal.
You tend to find in ancient times when it was hot, people just didn't wear clothes.
They were really big on exercising without clothes, and
pretty much.
Yes.
Do you know how the English
also in Greece? It's really hot. So, yeah, if you're going to exercise and really heat, it's really hot. It's like,
man,
that's why they only had same with Rome. That's why they had the togas. It's like very light clothing. That's why the Egyptians only had very little clothing.
The thing that I always laugh about, people don't seem to understand the difference in temperature. When the Romans came over to Britain, they literally wore nettles in their tunics to sting them constantly, so they would keep warm by scratching themselves.
Oh my god!
That's how different the temperatures were with stuff. So yeah, these nations that these old civilizations came from were incredibly hot. So when they say, "Oh, these people were naked,"
a different climate back then.
Yeah, it's like these people were naked or doing all stuff. It's not because they fucking enjoyed being naked and it was sexual pleasure. It was really fucking hot. They didn't want to wear stuff. It's why African tribes wear grass skirts and are half naked most of the time. Yeah. It's really fucking hot.
Yeah, and it's mainly just hiding decency.
Yeah, but it's also why Eskimos wear a lot of things, wear a lot of furs, because it's really fucking cold. It's crazy how weather affects the human body.
Oh yeah, when
that's
in
why
2015,
we need to fix climate change, right?
When in 2015 all the black Africans came here to Europe, they're sitting here in the summer with thick winter jackets, sometimes two.
Yeah.
It's like
really cold.
It's fucking. It's over 35 degrees. It's 38, almost 40 degrees Celsius, and they sit there. They sit there freezing.
Yeah, because it's cold by then.
That's Canada. I mean, we do that all the time. So.
Yeah, but I had contact with someone in Portugal around that time. We were working on a project, and he told me that is to say Portugal is quite hot, and when the Africans came there just to pass through to the northern European countries or further north of Portugal, they were freezing already in Portugal.
Yeah,
in the summer, in the blazing hot summer of Portugal.
Yeah, they got to Portugal, went, this is a bit cold. I hope England's warmer. It's like, okay.
Yeah, and the other way around, we have the same problem when we get to these hot countries.
Yeah,
that's the thing about evolution. We got over many generations got used to the respective climates. It doesn't make much sense living on a random spot on the planet unless you have a really good reason to. Whether that's you really love the culture, you're some researcher, or some other really good reason. Otherwise you'd be stupid to move somewhere where your body can't acclimate to.
All right. Here is Francis Ford Coppola again. This is giving me the vibes of that one other video that said the new Marvel characters were good because they're minorities and Black Panther is important because black people were on screen. This woman's voice reminds me of Lindsay Ellis. She references Lindsay Ellis in her description, so I'm assuming she's influenced by her too.
I think he's
Jesus,
he's featured.
Christ.
Sorry?
Maybe he's featured. Maybe I think so. Yeah, maybe subbed. I don't know.
Or is she just like Turf Nation, where she just like flooding the algorithm?
Write my name 6 times over, repeatedly.
No, she.
Write my name 233 times plus Geeks and Gamers for some reason.
No, she's not a desperate guy, unfortunately.
Oh, anyway,
she's not a desperate guy.
I can't read
that.
That
is true.
So I'm not gonna try again. So let's just keep going.
Hays Code Flongish
forbids.
Oh, forbids
sympathy.
Yeah, sympathy with sin. Confirmed queer behavior is.
Can't even read it because your colors are so disjointed.
And harshly punished. Jesus fucking.
Yeah. See, Red. This is already how you make people despise this rainbow shit. It's unreadable.
Your font is horrible. I hate your ideas.
Your font, your choice of font makes people homophobic.
I swear, it's like
your font is terrible. I don't want to be friends with you anymore.
Because it makes me associate pain with the rainbow.
Oh, okay, come on.
Queer identities are known-ish.
I love how the screen
directly acknowledged.
The screen is right next to a fireplace. It's always a good thing to do in your background.
She always does that for every video.
Here's a nylon screen next to a fireplace. That's fine. Yeah.
It's like a 5-year-old could do a better job. I'm sorry, but
just make whatever font or text on screen bigger, at least so I can read it, not bizarre colored. And look like
oblique,
polite. It's all capitals.
Or she could talk about it rather than just putting it up there.
References that aren't explicit.
Yeah. Anyway,
confirmation are semi-accepted.
So have we figured out what queer-coded villains are?
No, we haven't even gotten there yet.
No.
We're talking about reality because that's important.
She's trying to give a history lecture, but I learned more from you and Wisp and Hawk.
You don't need.
Oh my god!
You don't need the history of guys liking other guys to understand the term she's talking about. It's so bizarre. These people need to research stuff and read books. Well, here's a list of people that we know were gay 200 years ago, and you're like, thank you.
I just wonder what's the video process making look like? What does that look like?
What it should have been is this is what queer coded means. And just whatever how she would describe being queer coded, and then it's here's examples of queer coded villains. That's fine, and that's all it needed to be. She's just gone to some sort of social rant, which she always does, because she's literally, I believe these trope talks are just a cover for her to get her political views out.
No, I think she has nothing else to say, and this just
I agree with Hawk. I agree with Hawk. I think this is just a subversive way to get her political anger out.
I don't see.
If she wanted to, why can't she just do that? You know?
No, because she doesn't want the political backlash. So if she just says it's trope talk, she can hide it in there with stuff. And I believe that, because she puts more effort in. She puts more effort into the political jargon and crap than she does into the trope talk.
Just think of the raison d'etre of a person making videos like this for so long and saying, I have to put in my 2 cents about history and gays and affirmative action and all this other crap.
But it's not just 2 cents. This is like a major bank loan.
But I'm just wondering how she makes the videos. That's what's not interesting, but like.
Well, I
guess examples. Interesting in the sense of like, why does a animal eat garbage? Maybe. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I want examples of characters and stories outside of Holly. I don't care if it's a Hays Code or whatever.
But I don't think she's gonna do that. That's just...
No, she has to. She's getting
like.
there.
I hope.
Yeah, she has to, but she won't.
Come on, guys.
That's what you learn from Saturn.
I want to believe again.
I want to believe again. Oh my god. Eric, so young and full of hope.
And yes, Lord Kells, I completely agree with you. That's exactly my point.
But I'm not young.
Okay.
You're only, like 7 or something?
Yeah.
Like demonic, none of those things. God, calling someone out for public indecency when you had to hire a team of private detectives to find them out would be so funny if it hadn't ruined so many lives.
Oh yeah, the truth is horrible. Oh my god. Finding out he was seducing a 15-year-old boy. Yeah, that's...
You can't handle the truth!
You can't handle the truth. He was allowed to be a paedophile as long as it was secret.
How dare he hire
I'm pretty sure the parents wanted to know about that.
Investigate
what their 15-year-old boy is doing.
Don't you guys appreciate the beautiful lie? Like, wow, what's with you, misogynist pigs?
I can't believe she's just gone like, Oscar Wilde could be a paedophile as long as he kept it quiet. Who's the armin? Who's the armin? No one else had to know about it.
Again, what prompted her to
make
the first half of her video? Like,
you can't even leave it out.
Did she read any history books or like read any history online?
She reads it all through her super radical left lens. The rainbow glasses.
Like, what is her husband doing in the meantime? Like,
how dare they uncover the truth? Yeah, how horrible people.
Yeah, no. It's just that she's going like, how dare they prove that he was he was seducing a young boy under the age of consent. But how dare they prove that he was actually breaking another law? God, if only the police if only the police just arrested people for other things, like not breaking the law.
Imagine lawyers don't do their jobs and don't hire investigators. Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, thanks, Red. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How dare the UK uphold its laws? People should just do whatever they want to do.
Yeah, why not?
All right.
Oh, God.
So, this fertile soil that gave rise to the Hays Code, which put down on paper the principles that most people had been operating on for decades already. People were impressionable, media influenced reality, and it was very important for that media to be ideologically pure so as to promote good morals and traditional values and buzzword.
Isn't that the exact same thing you're doing right now, just with your rainbow bullshit?
Yeah.
It's the exact same thing, and it's the exact same belief you base it on, that you have to do it.
This has nothing to do with Oscar Wilde. He died in 1901 or something?
It has in so much. It has to do with Oscar Wilde insofar as as by her logic, these things came into place because of the people she mentioned. That's why the Hays Code came into being. That's her logic. And to be honest, if it came into being because of pedophiles, well, I guess there's a point. Because that creates an extreme reaction. Because pedophiles are a pretty extremely dangerous thing. They destroy lives.
No, West,
more than one.
It should, and Red thinks they should just be allowed to do whatever they want to do. Pedophiles can just pedophile their way through life.
They're people too. They deserve rights. Let's.
Yeah, and if we look at it, if we look at today as well, if we look at the 80s, with where the whole rainbow movement started, which was led by pedophiles who were hiding behind the gays. Yet again, pedophiles were the main organizers. We can, I think, legitimately make the claim that all the bad that has happened to sane, decent gays and trans people and whatever else is the fault of pedophiles. Red, maybe you want to start calling them out.
I just want to know why we've gone on to a history lesson about Oscar Wilde being a paedophile and the Hays Code.
I didn't want to learn this.
It's just like talk about queer-coded villains.
Into queer-coded villains, don't you know?
Anyway, let's keep going.
Yeah. Basically, prevailing attitude towards queerness, popular media gave queer identities the same two options that reality did: hide their existence as much as possible, or expose their existence and suffer. With the added moralistic flavoring that queerness was an inherently evil or sinful thing that could not be glorified under any circumstances, the wonderful world of fictional moral absolutism meant that your heroes could not be queer in any way, but your villains could, as long as they were suitably punished.
No!
That's not what the Hays Code says.
That's not what the Hays Code said. You just literally told us what the Hays Code said, and now you're just making it up. They couldn't be... neither heroes nor villains could be even...
Red, I know you made a summary of the Journey to the West. I know you can read.
You think?
Why are you suddenly failing at reading comprehension?
Oh, listen, right.
She's just getting dumber.
Yeah,
she's watching too much BreadTube. It kills your brain.
Can we just skip through this fucking bullshit of the Hays Code just so we can get to what she thinks is a queer-coded fucking villain?
This is such a specific part of Hollywood for 2-3 decades. It's like, thanks, Red, but
it's
and
like
if you depict villains with traits that have overlap with the kinds of people who seduce and corrupt children, maybe there's a reason behind that. Yeah, otherwise, they're just eccentric characters.
But the Hays Code was starting to be ignored as early as the 1930s with stuff.
Well, immediately after it was made?
The Hays Code was really for the it had it start in the 1920s.
Oh, okay.
Because that's when Hollywood's first started, making the stuff. But the Hays Code in the 1930s, things are already, not paying attention to stuff.
Well, the Roaring '20s were also a time of lots of public degeneracy, not just indecency, but real degeneracy. And it's the same. It's the same thing in Berlin, by the way, and that public degeneracy, in part, inspired Hitler, because he was so disgusted by it, to go the opposite extreme. It was just an extreme counter-reaction. It was an extreme counter-reaction.
Yeah, because you had the cabaret stuff in Berlin with everything. Yeah, I know. I learned about the Weimar Republic at school. So yeah, that was interesting.
All right, let's go.
A lot of Germans in it, though. So.
From this primordial media soup arises the queer code.
Well, they weren't Austrian. That's what he's trying to say.
villain in all their glory. Everything taboo and indecent in reality embodied totally unsubtly on the silver screen. Men who are visibly effeminate, women who are visibly masculine, villains who are actively hypersexual, acting in publicly suggestive ways towards people who their attraction to is totally unacceptable. This media made no distinction between traits that were currently socially unacceptable and traits that were fundamentally evil, so villains got their pick of the pack while heroes tended to be extremely bland. But the Hays Code really only lasted about 30 years, and near the end there it was already being
Oh no, you mean the heroes have themselves in check and don't just indulge in every bullshit emotion they have every other second.
It's like they have virtue and the villains have vices.
It's like stoicism versus emotional immaturity. Mm-hmm. One is mature, the other isn't. It's implied in the name. It's not so hard to figure out. You could interpret it as the adult triumphing over the unruly child.
Ugh. It's almost like the Oscar Wilde triumphing over the 15-year-old boy.
I still want an example of what the hell she's talking about. I want like something from the 30s, 40s, or 50s that said, "Yep, here is the character who is XYZ." It's like, okay, how is he that?
Mm-hmm. Oh, she really just tries to imply that somehow the Hays Code led to the creation of this.
Like it's a recipe or something.
Doesn't make sense.
Some logical proof that if I set this standard up and everyone follows it, someone will write a gay character, but they will never say he's gay. And you're like, okay, maybe that's true. Give me an example.
Yeah, and RJ Godzilla says it well too. Heroes were disciplined and the villains were self-indulgent. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
Pretty thoroughly landed because it was, stupid. It held all of American cinema to the moral standard of the Care Bears episode, not to mention it treated audiences like gullible morons who would see an ounce of moral complexity on screen and become so tilted it'd lead to the immediate downfall of civilization. And from their perspective on what defines civilization, they might have been right. Forcing an audience to exclusively consume media that conforms to a fundamentally false moral dichotomy is pretty much the only way to keep that audience buying that moral dichotomy. Movies
right. So I watch a film and therefore...
Dan, Red, is that self-awareness, or are you not noticing that you're just describing how fucking retarded social justice and its fetishization is? Political fetishization.
She is not aware to this.
When we look at some of the pulpy stories like noir fiction or the genre itself, the characters aren't all good guys. Yeah. There's a lot of gray in these characters. And I think people are smart enough to figure out, well, we know he's a good guy, but he's also looking out for himself. He's trying to get paid. He's trying to hit on with the girls. It's like, he's trying to get by. I get it. Yeah. Wow. What a great idea.
Audiences are too stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we don't need this puritanical detective fellow who's super nice, super clean, does everything by the book, doesn't flirt with the ladies, doesn't steal, doesn't try to make the best of a bad situation. No, he's everything. He's going to call the cops in every scenario. He's never going to get into a fight. He's never going to shoot someone. He's always going to be polite. It's like, no.
Hell, even Sherlock Holmes wasn't any. He did drugs. He shot people. He did loads of things.
Hung out with criminals, boxed around.
What drug did he do? Did he do coke?
He did opium.
Cocaine, essentially.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But then again, cocaine in the 1800s was legal in the UK.
Right.
And
there were opium, what are they called?
Opium dens.
Dens, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And believe it or not, he knew all kinds of opium places and all kinds of flavors of cigarettes and cigars. So he knew his drugs.
Everyone needs a hobby, I guess.
Well, you gotta test it before you know about it, so I guess that's what he had to do.
But the thing is, he was it in the books? He did the opium because it was just something just to do. It was just he was bored one day, did opium, and to see if he could get addicted, and then not be addicted to it. The mad lad.
Oh yeah,
he was so bored. I was like, I'll just do drugs.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just do these drugs. Yeah.
Never get addicted. He's too powerful a mind to get addicted, but he's like, I'm bored. There's nothing to do today either. I'll just keep doing it.
But technically, that could even happen, because there's a genetic marker that if you lack it, you will not get psychologically addicted to a substance. Physiologically, you will have withdrawal effects and all this horrible shit.
I've heard of that. That's true. Wow.
Yeah. My dad has it, and I have it. My brother doesn't.
Mm.
And that's probably the only reason I got off of some. 6 years ago, I got prescribed antidepressants that I should have never taken, and I probably wouldn't have gotten off of them had I not this thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, good, got lucky then.
Yeah, that's why I when the real bad shit started, I honestly did try to drink myself away, get alcoholic and everything, to just self-destruct, and it didn't work. I forgot to keep drinking.
Sorry,
I just the glass of whiskey or rum, it just kept standing, and I forgot it for a couple of days. I'm like, oh right, I wanted to get drunk. Oh
wow.
And I tried a few times. I'm sorry, it just doesn't work. I'm not. I fail at being alcoholic.
I'm that bad as an alcoholic. I forgot to drink alcohol.
You're going through a kitchen.
Yeah.
Why is there a glass of whiskey on the counter? I can't remember. Who lives here? I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Must not have been important.
Yeah, but it's also fuck! I'm sorry, it's late.
And you've had some whiskey.
That's all right.
No, I didn't. Today I didn't.
It's okay.
No, today I didn't.
We can keep going.
Anyway, let's keep going. Yeah.
Evil villain might make the audience think that being queer was actually totally fine and harmless. And hey, look where we are now. Progress. Most people agree that the final nail in the Hays Code coffin was some like
normalizing pedophilia, great
where two
idea.
musicians dress in drag to escape the mafia and end up in a whole mess of gender-bending romantic shenanigans completely unacceptable by the Hays Code standards. In the final scene of the movie, one of the musicians exasperatedly reveals to his smitten would-be suitor that he's a guy, to which the man replies, well, nobody's perfect, and keeps driving. But yeah, the Hays Code gradually
I have to laugh. I actually mentioned this film a couple of Smudcasts ago.
Oh. Yes, you did. That was the end.
Yeah, I did. And I mentioned that. And I mentioned it. Yeah, that's very weird. That's very weird that just came up.
You foreshadowed the trope.
But why is she bringing that up? Like it's a bad thing. Like that's good. It's funny.
Yeah, it's a funny comedy. It seems to have a positive ending.
And I
feel like she
villain.
just brings in clips for no reason, honestly. To set an example, I guess.
Well, it's the
but
same
she doesn't really understand it.
Yeah, it's the same with Oscar Wilde. Like, why did she bring that up? No reason.
But also, those two
or us to look up to find out that he's a pedophile.
Yeah, but here's a.
Sorry, I was talking over you.
No, it's fine. I'm just really laughing. But the two characters who are dressed as women are the protagonists of the movie, so they're not queer-coded villains. So, not.
Oh my god, the argument falls apart.
Yeah.
Are they straight-coded?
Yeah, because one of them ends. Was it Tony Curtis ends up with Marilyn Monroe?
Ooh.
Because she's in that movie. You saw her. She was the one carrying the at the train station. The woman that walked past them. But the thing looked pretty good. This is before she was shagging JFK. But hang on.
Anyway,
you shouldn't. Just because they're cross-dressing in order to hide, neither makes them gay nor trans nor anything else. They're just they're hiding.
They stole money, and I think they're hiding from the mob. So just as women to escape isn't being queer or or anything like that. It's just they're hiding.
That's funny.
It's like when I wear a fake mustache, I'm not pretending to be Stalin. I'm not
It's
stuff. I'm not pretending to be Russian.
You're not communist coded.
Communist coded.
And we get that Bernie's doesn't make the movie glorifying abusing corpses, and neither is Bernie the villain.
Does that mean he's alive?
We can at Bernie's doesn't tell people to like you should make fun of like future presidents. So anyhow, I was making a Biden joke. It was terrible. We can move on.
All right.
Talk about
I remember the other alcohol thing.
No.
But we're past the topic.
Yeah, weekend at Biden's.
What?
We made that joke already during the elections. Like this they're just putting strings on him. Like literal, he's not just the proverbial marionette. They will have strings on him and move him through the office like a puppet theater. Like in
no, it's not even that.
What was that movie with the
Pinocchio?
No, the America. Fuck yeah. Team America. Yeah, and then Biden will move through the Oval Office like the puppets in Team America.
Oh,
I know. I just
because
imagine
they don't have
like...
they don't want to spend enough money for good deepfakes. They'll just put strings on him.
I'm just expecting like in the future, like Kamala Harris is sat in a chair and like Biden is on her lap and she's like using him like a ventriloquist dummy. And she's doing a really bad job going, yes, Biden, what do you want to say? Well, I want to say all this sort of thing. Like quite clearly just speaking out the side of her mouth. And his like head's just popping along.
all right, let's go.
Code graduated into obscurity, but that doesn't mean the tropes it fostered just went away. The queer-coded villain trope that grew in this basic moralized environment persisted even after the social context that created it began to wither. 1969 saw the turning point of the Stonewall riots, while the 70s saw the first organized pride parades, and
which were organized by pedophiles, sadly.
Why are we talking about pride parades?
This is so dumb. Let's just keep going.
Yes.
Make it go.
Broadly, transition to where we are now. Queer identities being publicly acknowledged and celebrated has become...
Queer identities, fine.
What? There's nothing to celebrate. Why are you celebrating that? There's nothing to celebrate.
Fine.
Guys, let's just keep moving because she's just talking bullshit right now. Let's get to the queer-coded villain.
He's a great example of asshole activists not even understanding the fucking problem and just buying into the narcissism and glorification.
Yes, we know that's fine. I want to hear the argument. I want to hear the argument.
While bigotry is considered the embarrassing, unfortunate reality best swept under the rug. Of course, a simple turn of the tables this is not, because while the trait of queerness is inherent, the trait of being an asshole is selective.
Where we are now is
terrible, all right? I don't mind. I just need them to not be terrible around me, okay? But while society may have been marching on, tropes tend to be a little slower to change. There's momentum to literary movements, and since creators are largely inspired by the works of earlier creators, generational tropes can manifest where a new wave of creators produce a new wave of an earlier trope that they previously internalized.
Right.
Oh, is that why all the SJW writers, when they can finally do their self-insert shit, the heroes always end up to be horrible psychopaths?
Yeah, they're all reading like authors from like 200 years ago and being influenced by the times they wrote in. It's like, sure, okay.
Why did she have the word stereotype in gray?
Because stereotyping is bad. Queer coding is good.
I'm still waiting for an example. We've been waiting for 7 minutes and a half. So
that's not going to happen.
Yeah. Anyway,
queer a somewhat subtle shift around this time, and I'm not entirely sure where it came from, but I have a hunch. See, queer-coded villains, despite being the most generic, dag-nasty evil they can be, are often very beloved by fans and creators alike. This cannot have been true when the trope started, since the whole purpose of the Hays Code was to make sure to portray these characters as negatively as possible so nobody in the audience got any funny ideas. But just by making these characters flamboyantly, unapologetically themselves, even if it was so they could be punished by the narrative for doing those things, the characters...
Okay, no, Red, you don't understand how they made the villains. They want them to be engaging for the audience. It doesn't mean that you will sympathize with the villain, just means that the villain makes a very prominent entrance, a very prominent display, so that you know this is a character with that owns the room.
It
give you the impression that this character is so confident, it's hard to overcome because you're just a normal person, and the villain is this big thing.
Look at like when like Darth Vader walks in A New Hope. That's a great entrance. You just know shit's about to go down.
Yeah,
it's not like I can sympathize with him. He's a fucking walking robot for the first movie.
It's like I found him to be relatable.
Yeah, but it's like
relatable.
Villains are exaggerated, and that is where this eccentricism and the flamboyancy fits right in, because that makes the character stand out even more. And by the way, it's perfectly fine to depict villains as narcissists and psychopaths, because hey, that's usually what they are in real life.
Yeah,
I know, right? Huh? Who would have thought?
Yeah. It's almost like villains are villainous.
Yeah, with all the rainbow pedophiles that are being incarcerated now. It kind of supports the stereotype, doesn't it? Sadly.
All right. Anyway,
maybe you should do something about that.
This is all generalizations. I want examples. This is taking way too long.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Characters often end the audience, and not just the closeted queer audience. Defying the social order to unapologetically exist is the kind of personal narrative that can resonate with anyone who doesn't comfortably 100% fit into the social order, whatever it may be. Those 3 decades worth of Hays Code-approved queer-coded villains might have been intended to enforce the status quo, but their transgressive nature still taught the audience that the status quo could be disrupted. Somewhere along the line, I think this transformed the trope itself. The focus of the character was no longer on how evil and debauched they were, it was on how they existed in a fundamentally transgressive way, a trait that a surprising number of people can sympathize with. Now, I may not know exactly when this first...
So that was her reference to her thumbnail, just showing Tim Curry for like 5 seconds. That's great.
Oh, that's Tim Curry, wow.
Thank you so much, Red. That was such a great explanation.
Also, you know you write something about a clip that you're showing, make the words a little bit larger so people can actually read what the fuck you've got on your screen.
Nah. She's gonna do this. She's gonna continue doing this for 10 more years.
Yeah. Here's
also that black and white that black and white film. Two women face stroked to coat.
Yeah.
Oh, queer coded.
Hitchcock was known to be a womanizer and very hands-on, but his films are very clean. They focus on the plot and the horror. He's very good at what he's doing.
Yeah.
I'm surprised she hasn't used Buffalo Bill from that.
Yeah, that's a good example of a villain.
Mm-hmm.
Here's Joe Crazy.
I'm surprised she hasn't used a villain at all very much. So,
well, gee whiz, Ray, it's almost as if we love to hate them. Yeah, they're villains.
Yeah,
they have vices.
I don't want the villains to win. I want the villain to actually put up a fight and be interested.
Be menacing.
Unless the heroes are garbage, then I want the villains to win.
I don't want the Joker to win. I just want him to do his crimes in a fun way and actually be entertaining.
I'm here for the fight, whether that's on a psychological level or on a physical level. I want that.
All right.
Manifested, but it got big, and it's all thanks to Disney. Classic archetypical Disney villains are frequently queer. The most blatant example being Ursula, whose visual design was completely based on famous drag queen Divine. But most Disney villains were a combination of flamboyant, immensely self-confident, and in some way fundamentally transgressive. Even the male villains who are explicitly attracted to women don't avoid being queer-coded with traits like vanity or a general...
What? No! It's like, hold on. Even the villains that are straight are queer-coded. Because vanity is queer.
Gaston is not queer-coded. I'm sorry.
Well, but by that logic, Red admits that queer. But by that, Red admits that queer means sin, because vanity.
Queer.
Vanity is quite a little bit of a sin. It's a bad trait. It's a vice.
Ursula was originally based. We know this from our previous video we watched. Ursula was previously based off a drag queen.
Ursula,
he couldn't do the voice.
Ursula's female in the story.
Right, but
and it was all
she's
female,
still
so
just a villain. There's nothing sexual about her. She dances.
She's an octopus lady. She's a fucking octopus lady.
I thought she was a land whale.
Yeah, and there are fat women who look like that and wear that kind of makeup.
Right, that's about it. That's all her character is. She's a bad person who gives deal to mermaid to get soul.
Oh my god, I can't believe it. Red literally said the sentence. Even the villains who are straight coded are still queer coded. It's like so. Everything and nothing is queer coded. It just depends. And
that's why everything is gay. That's why everything is gay now.
Everything is gay. Yeah, exactly.
Everything is
gay. Everything is trans, and you have to point it all out.
Everyone's a faggot. Everybody's stuck someone in a bathroom or something. I don't know. There's loads of gay stuff going on.
I just want the shrubbery.
When you're living on a dick, yeah.
When Gaston was secretly pursuing Belle, he was really saying, I really wanted Belle's lover, the Beast.
I really want the Beast to fuck me up the arse.
Apparently,
I'm just wondering, is a homophobic character queer coded?
Oh God.
Oh my God!
Probably because he's really just suppressing his own homophobia, his own homosexuality.
If by this logic, is the Beast homophobic because he kills Gaston and he's queer coded?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm glad that Disney makes all this homoerotic subtext that for children. I mean, it's just perfect. This is exactly what you want.
No, I know. No, the best thing about it, I love that they made all this homoerotic subtext that nobody saw until a bunch of fucking nut jobs 2 years ago when that looks like it's queer because it's queer to me.
I'm not gay, but that really looks super gay. Like, oh my God.
I mean, I'm not gay, but wouldn't it be like totally cool if Gaston was like, sort of like gay? I mean, not like I want to see it, but I'd like to see Gaston be like gay, and I want him to be gay.
I wonder how Captain Hook's gay. It's like if you lose an arm or you lose a leg, it's like you're gay coded.
Well, they tend to see pirates as flamboyant because they're pirates and the way they dress.
Pirates.
They wear the poofy hats and hair and makeup.
Yeah, but something. If you went up to like the original Blackbeard and went, "Oh, you're gay," well, you'd be killed in a horrible, horrible, horrible way.
What is gay? A pirate just pillaging for gold and shooting people to death.
Yeah. What's gay about pirates? They used to shoot Spanish people. It's pretty chad.
And again, this is all children's movie or children's stories, and it's just silly.
I just wonder.
Her entire argument's over, by the way, because she's literally just said Gaston is queer coded, even though he's straight. Even though he's coded as straight, he's still queer coded because she says so. Because he has vanity, and vanity means queer.
Is James what's the pirate's name? James Kidd? I'm just wondering if
James Kidd.
I'm trying to think of the character in Assassin's Creed because there's a pirate in there, right? You think it's a man, but
there's a whole game of pirates in Assassin's Creed. Doesn't narrow it down.
The reveal is that like it's a woman, so
all right.
I'm just wondering, like, is she gay coded?
Is she a lesbian?
But no, I mean, is she gay coded? She can't be a lesbian.
You can take any characteristic and just say it's this coded or that coded, and these people would see nothing wrong with that.
Even if you're banging a woman, okay.
Yeah, these are the most stereotyping people on the planet.
Gaston is banging all the babes in this French town, and she's still like, yeah, he's pretty gay. I'm sorry.
Well, but we didn't see it. We gotta see it, then we can confirm.
We got.
Gotta show them kids.
These socialists and Red, they're turning you into that. Have made a science, but essentially have made a science out of stereotyping and growing prejudice about people.
Anyway, this is too dumb. We gotta keep going.
Yeah.
Attracted to being queer-coded with traits like vanity or a general love of drama that are associated with femininity or the broad space of queer stereotypes. And these characters are beloved. Well, maybe not Gaston, but they're almost always the most interesting people in their movies, and even if we know that they're gonna lose in the end, it's still very fun to watch them sweep around like they own the place, singing about how diabolical they are. Now, there's one problem here. It's not easy nailing down what exact traits constitute queer coding, so it's hard to definitively argue that a given character is...
So she doesn't even know what the hell she's talking about.
Oh my god.
So it's hard to define, but Gaston definitely is. Like, are you fucking retarded, Red?
Video?
Yeah. So the argument is, Gaston is definitely queer-coded, but here's the thing, I don't know what queer-coding is. It's like, so how is Gaston definitely queer-coded? How are any of these characters definitely queer-coded if you don't even know what queer-code...
The argument is that he could be queer-coded if queer-coded means what I think it means.
If you seriously believe this, Red, you are retarded.
It's just whatever I want it to be today. What is it? Oh, it's a Thursday. It could be. I'll just make it. This is what queer coding means.
We need to add a Dunn's head to your avatar here. Hey, what the hell? Oh, I can't really define the thing, but it's definitely the thing. What?
Maybe, perhaps, 100%. Maybe. I don't know.
I'm going to say a definitive possibly. This is just
a problem.
Just use this logic in anything.
In my mind, I have this what do you call this in English? The movies where before we had speech in movies.
Silent movies.
I have the silent movies style in my head where Red is frantically running around the room, and then it's a black screen with the text "a problem," and then she runs around more frantically around the room. Red, what the hell?
And there's some guy playing an upright piano. Dun, 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 and she's running around.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh, God.
It's all queer coded. Red, what is queer coded? What can you define queer coded traits? No, it's very subjective and vague, and it can't be defined. Thanks for admitting that, Red.
It's like
you admit that you're just full of shit.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I think Walter White's gay.
Yeah, but imagine like a Charlie Chaplin. Yeah, imagine a Charlie Chaplin like silent movie, and halfway through, like Red just walks in and just goes queer coded, and then that's it. You're like, wait, what?
Well, by her definition, Charlie Chaplin, the way he's acting, would be queer coded. So Charlie Chaplin would now be gay.
Oh, it's like with Buster Keaton when that building falls on him, and he's in the window goes round him. That's queer coding because he obviously represents the penis, and the building represents the penis. So it's queer coded.
Wait, the building is a penis?
No, the building's the ass.
Oh boy,
he's the penis.
Let's stop right there.
Oh, okay.
He busts the window.
Anyway, this is what she's come to. We could just finish this pretty soon.
Queer coding.
Hooray!
Like all coding, queer coding draws on the corpus of stereotypes. If something is
How
a
do you
queer
shoot yourself in the head with a shotgun?
Can make them queer coded. For instance, Disney's portrayal of Hades has a few traits in common with the sassy gay best friend type. Scar, despite being a lion, has some flammable.
Wait a minute! Whoa!
No. Hades has some tropes of a sassy gay best friend. No.
He's just eccentric.
Wait, what the hell's a gay best friend? I mean, a sassy gay best friend. What?
Let's not.
Hades is just. He is eccentric.
Yeah, but he's like a game show, not a game show host. It's James Woods being James Woods. I just don't.
Yeah.
Also, Scar's flamboyant because he's like a Shakespearean villain.
Yeah. However, with Scar,
what are you talking about?
However, with Scar, the point she said he has, because I've
is she trying to say
the internet is a big place, and you have an overlap with the rainbow crab and the furries, and with some of them that I talked, when did you notice the thing? Is they watched The Lion King and they fell in love with Scar, and that's what made them furries. I'm not joking. I've heard that at least 5 times.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. I'm allowed to say ugh to that.
You can like whatever you like, but this does not explain his nature at all. It's just
Scar. The only thing that Scar says is, "Oh, did I forget to curtsy?" And it's like it's a sarcastic joke.
Yeah,
you think he's like, I'm saying curtsy because I see myself as queer and I want to wear a skirt.
It's fucking gay.
The thing is, Scar is very expressive and dominant, and that is a combination that speaks to a lot of gay people. Mm-hmm. That's all that is.
It wasn't. Is it Red or someone else who was saying about the fact that because Scar's British, he's queer, or something?
All this British stuff that you do is all gay.
Yeah, right, Hawk. Gay.
Oh,
I thought that was Neuralities who said that.
Anyway, guys, this is.
Oh, it's Neuralities.
This is not a point.
This
is not a point we should be focusing.
Something about gay towels or something.
Have you ever listened to Reese Mogg? The way he talks, that's clearly queer coded.
Oh God. Anyway.
Flamboyance that makes a lot of people think, kind of gay. Captain Hook is very flamboyant and swishy, and his whole thing with Smee is, well, a thing. Cruella DeVille is a powerful, bossy old woman.
Wait. Hold on. What's the thing with Smee?
What?
Smee's his second in command. He gives him orders. What a faggot.
He treats him like an idiot.
Also, at this point in time... Huh? Smee?
Where did Smee come up?
With Smee? Smee?
Yeah.
In the video.
Was he just on screen, or did she say something?
Yeah, he said something. He said he had a thing for Smee. I don't know how.
No, he's a subordinate. He just orders him around.
Yeah.
Oh, he treat him like an idiot too?
Oh my God, Red is getting this weird mental disease where she sees every male interaction as homosexual.
But they're not even acting friendly. He just treats him like an idiot. Gets angry at him.
He's literally about to shoot somebody in that scene, by the way. He shoots someone dead.
Yeah, the interactions between Hook and Smee are the same as between Scar and the hyenas.
Yeah, it's not gay.
Oh my God.
And also Cruella DeVille, she's queer-coded now, is she? Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
She wants to skin dogs. I don't think that's...
She wants to skin... Yeah, because that's what all queer people do. All queer people just want to skin...
She's trying to say all gay people are just disgusting
Don't you understand? Psychopathy and sadism are obvious queer-coding traits.
Yeah. Being a disgusting, degenerate scumbag, yeah, you're queer.
Why do people like this video? I don't understand this.
She says enough fancy words.
What do you learn from this? What do you get out of this?
I think it's just people who
I even tried to read the comments on the video. I don't understand half of them.
I think I could imagine that the people, the big audience Red has here now is a lot of spill from her original audience that made her channel big when she was doing less insane stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Or she was doing better content.
But the thing is,
and now she has a big channel on which she puts in this weird propaganda.
Yeah, but Cruella DeVille being an independent woman, but being an independent woman's queer coded now, is it? Okay.
This is how bad it's getting. It's like queer. No one knows what is. This is when she says it's hard to define queer coding because everything can be queer coding to these people.
Yeah.
So
just acting like a person is gay.
This is any inference. This is any inference you make when you observe anything in nature. You go, hey, that could be a rock. That could be a balloon. That could be A toad. It could be many things. It's like, yeah, look at it closer, you moron. Oh, it's a pebble. I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Smart, please remember the feeling you have right now, because it's the same feeling
It's apathy.
you had the last couple times we were covering Red.
Yeah, but then I forget apathy.
She's
I
not
have a glass of
Yeah,
beer.
then you go, and then next time you go again. Oh, her content isn't that bad. This will be fun. This will be easy.
She's
She
making.
usually knows what she's on about with these tropes.
This is her worst one so far. The other ones we had weren't
Did you say that?
Sorry?
Did you say that she knows what she's talking about?
The first few we watched were okay, but she trails off near the end, as well as brings up weird political crap in between her sentences, which is whatever.
You know something? Every time we do Red, Smud's Canadianism just like oozes out. It's just the same stuff all the time. Oh, sorry about that, Red. I don't mean to be mean to you. You usually know what you're on about.
No, I mean I can understand. Like we're trying to understand what her ultimate point is, and I just.
She doesn't even
know.
know.
Her examples are bad. We wanted examples.
Yeah, she doesn't know, but here's the example.
She's using them, and we're like, this is wrong. This is wrong. This is
Her
not.
examples are bad, her conclusions are bad, her premise is bad.
It's like I can make the same argument of like, oh, okay, here's straight coded. Okay, you see how he smokes the cigarette? See, that's what straight people do.
What you would normally do in an essay, and this is what people should do anyway, is define the term and say, hey, you know what? I don't understand what this term means. I'm not too sure. And you're like, okay, great. So let's explore it together. And she starts saying, hey, maybe this is what the term means. Here's an example of this character. And you're like, I don't agree, but that's fine, because that's the premise you're starting with. She started with, hey, the Hays Code is bad. You were like, okay. I don't remember the Hays Code. I wasn't born then. Give me an example why it's bad. And she gives up, what is it, Some Like It Hot. You're like, that's not a bad example. That's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing there to be scared about. There's nothing queer about it. There's a bunch of guys in drag running around. What's the problem? So she should have learned from evidence first and then presented an essay format, not let's ramble on about gays for 8 minutes.
Let's ramble on about the Hays Code and Oscar Wilde.
Which was pointless.
Cool.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Anyway, 10 minutes in, we're more than 2/3 done.
Hooray.
Almost there.
If she doesn't have any more examples, I'm just going to stop because it's pointless.
Yeah.
She's been ridiculously over-the-top personality, and she's just got this vibe, you know? And this one's kind of interesting.
This vibe?
A lot of Disney villains express a general skepticism or detached amusement about the obligatory romantic subplot between the mandatory heterosexual couple of pretty young heroes. From eye-rolling all the way up to dismissing the existence of true love. This is less of a behavioral queer stereotype and more tied in with the actual queer experience of feeling fundamentally separated from the concept of a fairy tale love story happy ending. Disney villains are usually...
Red, that
what
is
is a queer experience?
That's a strange observation, but I don't care. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm
because she's mixing up
I just don't care. Queer people are lonely.
Well, no, she's saying the villains don't believe in true love. It's like, okay, they also don't like red shoes. So what?
Yeah, but look,
heroes that don't believe in true love. I mean, what?
Yeah, but if she calls that,
why is she only talking about the Disney movies?
Look, Red calls that the queer experience. And that means the thing she accepts as the queer experience is the in quotation marks experience of the narcissistic and psychopathic gays, because they are unable to form emotional bonds.
Yeah.
They only can comprehend eros. They only can comprehend fucking.
That's a good point.
That's why they cannot have fulfilled love.
You know, it's a good point. It's a non sequitur. I don't care.
Yeah.
I know you just want to get this over with.
Well, no, she's making a non-point. I'm like, that's fine. Roses are red. So.
That's all she's doing.
Roses are red,
usually placed in theological opposition to the straight romance in their movies. Ursula casually tells Ariel to seduce Prince Eric by relying on her looks and the importance of body language rather than like getting to know each other as people. Jafar tries to use genie magic to make Jasmine love him to completely undercut her whole narrative about being free to choose, which is actually interesting because Aladdin actually spends most of the movie also trying to manipulate Jasmine because he's afraid she could never love the real him. Gaston seemingly can't conceive of a paradigm where people might like people for reasons deeper than physicality and thus might not be into him. Hades actively manipulates Hercules by using his love for Megara as his weakness, and Maleficent's whole evil plan is based on the idea that true love's kiss will never happen. Disney villains consistently either dismiss true love or reduce it to physical attraction. Classic Disney villains are disconnected from the concept of true love in a way that could resonate pretty well with an audience that grew up with no love stories they could personally relate to. This is a bit of a reach, I know, but it is a common experience that might help explain why this specific flavor of queer-coded villain resonates as well as it does. Now, of course...
Because they all don't believe in true love? What?
Sake. Oh my god. So, hold on. This is really just boiling down to a bunch of fucking morons that have decided that they don't know true love because they're fucking idiots.
Yeah.
And Disney villains resonate with them because it turns out, like what Wish says, they're just a bunch of narcissistic cunts who only love themselves. Great, thanks, Red.
Yeah, and then shows us headlines of all these bullshit articles, these BuzzFeed level crap.
And that other fucking cartoon series is now going to come up. Oh, fuck me, with that kid who says, I'm gay in a post-apocalyptic world when he's like 12.
Thank you, no, I don't have to say it.
Oh, dude, fuck this shit. Oh, my God.
I'm trying to remember that actual movie about true love, The Princess Bride, and Prince Humperdinck didn't really care about true love. He just wanted the prettiest girl, which was Buttercup, because all the other women were bald.
Yeah, I just...
Villains don't believe in true love. It's like, okay, where are we going with this?
Villains don't believe in, like, nice things. Okay?
And they happen to be gay.
Oh, no.
Like, what? No.
Oh, no. Saint ain't so, you know. Oh, no. The Lord of the Underworld doesn't believe in true love. Gasp, shock, horror. Oh, no. A lion called Scar doesn't believe in true love.
He also
oh no!
Doesn't go to church on Sundays, and therefore he's not the natural order as ordained by
out again. What happened?
The Hays Code or
whatever. I now want a character analysis by her with this topic of Londo Mollari and Jakar of Babylon 5, because by her standards, both are queer coded.
They want to kill each other.
Those have been fucking for years.
They literally want to kill each other at every turn.
Londo Mollari has an extravagant fashion style because that's his culture. Because that's
literally what is it? They die killing each other.
Yeah,
actually,
it's a prophecy. Actually,
I know.
Yeah, but actually not in the way they think it is, which is really cool.
Oddly enough,
spoil it.
Yeah, but they're both different types of eccentric that her interpretation would see as queer coded.
Mm-hmm.
Londo is a noble. They're all a bit. They're all kind of like that because it's this Renaissance style society with the nobles of Centauri Prime, and
it's like pre-French Revolution.
Yeah, there was like a Gestalt of Europe.
Wow.
Yeah, and Jakar has the way Alexander Katsoulas plays him. He has this very poignant teacher type way of speaking that can come across for some people, for her, as a gay stereotype.
He is quite heterosexual.
Both are. Yeah, I know. I'm saying people like her with this bullshit lens would see that, would interpret that.
Yeah.
They would try in a remake, and there have been rumors about a remake of Babylon 5 that I hope will never get made.
They're remaking Babylon 5?
I've heard rumors, and they scare me. But it's nothing beyond that. And people like her would, because of these small little things, probably try to make Londo and Jakar gay for each other. Just to say.
The only thing
both act in the beginning do act like villains. Villains against each other.
Villainous,
and both, and despite Londo's horrible 3 wives, both have moments of true love in their stories.
He even talks about that issue of true love in his older age. He's describing it to what is it? One of the boys or one of the children? No. Was it describing?
Yeah.
He's talking about his shoes, and he's forgotten how to dance.
Yeah, my shoes are too too tight, and I've forgotten how to dance.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, but Londo had he felt true love with a whore who was supposed to assassinate him.
Nadira, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was her name. Yeah, and Jakar had the same for Natov.
Well, the thing is, Jakar had a bunch of panties in his room one episode, and I think they showed Londo's genitals, his alien genitals, playing a card game. So
interesting.
All 6 of them.
Yeah, so he's been married multiple times. Both of them have their own liaison.
Oh, I've just remembered. Yeah, also about Londo. He complains about that doll they make of him.
Yeah,
because he's only got because they didn't have. Yeah, but it's like, I do not like this doll. It's not atomically correct. Like, what do you mean? It's like,
what do you mean? What? I just spell it out for you.
We have 6, you know. It's just weird, but
the 9 orgasms. What was it? The
yeah,
something like that. It was hilarious. Anyway.
Let's talk about a good show. Let's
get back to the video.
What's the context for that picture?
I don't
like
know.
black.
It's from a barely watched cartoon.
Yeah.
That makes no sense in a post-apocalyptic world that barely has humans in it. But being gay is totally okay, and the people barely have children. So humanity's gonna die out in this instance.
Just imagine pressing play and it's iDubbbz. He just says, "I'm gay." There you go.
I'm gay.
The black iDubbbz.
That's all you need. Anyway, let's go.
As we've discussed earlier, queer subjects have become a lot less taboo in the last few decades. Queer coding still happens on the regular, but we're also getting canon queer representation, and these tropes have been interacting in very strange ways. Plenty of media has been adding positive representation, where heroes are allowed to be canonically queer on screen. But the queer-coded villain is such a well-established trope at this point that some creators feel safer making villains explicitly queer.
Oh my god!
So that's that old moral abs.
I literally said the Sherlock Holmes Moriarty. I said that earlier in the video. He's not. It's the actor. The actor who plays him is gay. It's like, that's fine, but
that means the character must be gay too.
Does be gay, and it's just a bit like he flirts with a female police officer.
Wait a second.
That episode.
Queer-coded traits are no longer villain only. Okay, but the heroic version makes writers execs very nervous. Who? Which show? Which book? What are you talking about?
They're putting them everywhere. How's that making them nervous? The only thing that's making them nervous is that that no one wants to watch this shit. No one wants to buy it.
What was that?
Including your rainbow people.
What was that Doctor Who spin-off with that bisexual dude or omnisexual?
Torchwood.
Torchwood, right? Like, that was just the ongoing joke. He just flirts with everything. Not everyone, everything.
Yeah. No, but everyone in that show. But the first episode is literally about is it like an alien that is inside a woman that eats men and has like one night stands with them, and it's really
I don't
weird.
Remember. I haven't watched Torchwood
the whole series
forever.
was just sex. The whole series was just sex. It was great. I loved it.
Yeah, I bet you did, huh?
I don't think anyone's nervous over sexuality. I think we've grown up. I think we're good.
Yeah.
Nah.
I only remember from Torchwood. The only thing I remember is that side character in the main team who was possessed by death at one point, and I really liked his acting. And he had I forgot his name, of course.
Owen.
And
is it Owen? Yeah, Owen, I think his name.
I don't know, and he had. I was really surprised and happy to see him in what was it, the Heath Ledger Batman movie, where he had a minor role as one of the gangsters.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're talking about the Dark Knight?
I think so. I keep forgetting more and more titles and names lately. It's maybe I should worry. I don't know.
Don't worry. The more you watch Smudcast, the more you forget. It's okay.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
That is not a
thanks to these freaks.
The scary.
That's a good thing because all the bad stuff goes away and all the good stuff is magnified.
No, all the good stuff goes away too.
Okay, that doesn't happen to me. But all right, fine. That's different for everyone. Smudcast is a special thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's continue.
Yeah, you forget your first time.
Still there. Heroes are heroic and positive role models, and giving them character traits that are not unilaterally regarded as positive can be seen as a risky play. I briefly touched on this in the anti-hero video too, because it's easier for a writer to give an anti-hero a potentially spicy character trait like a queer identity because it feels like less of a gamble. And this pervasive fear is responsible for a whole bunch of tropes in this space. Bury Your Gaze, for instance, is the trope where a canon queer character dies fairly quickly, often shortly after their orientation or identity is officially confirmed. And this happens because, frankly, a lot of writers feel safer when their controversial characters are dead. They get to reap the positive cloud of acknowledgement.
No, I don't care. We're done. She is wasting.
Why the fuck?
Queer baiting trope 2? How many tropes
how about we see the last minute? I don't know.
Red, you know why this doesn't work when your writers write gay and trans characters? Because they don't know how to write them. Because you don't know how to write them. Because you have no bloody clue.
Wait a minute. Tracing the roots of
you only ever write shit. Oh my god.
Lindsay Ellis.
Oh my god, it's Lindsay Ellis.
Go watch a Lindsay Ellis.
Did we cover this?
No.
Oh, that's why she put that in the description. Oh my god.
H-Bomber guy?
She shoots H-Bomber guy. Oh my god, she shoots Harris.
And here's why.
A bunch of insane communists. Red, you're destroying your brain.
Lost it. Brain 1945. Lost an adaptation. What are we doing here?
I don't know this channel.
Oh my god.
So queer-coded villains. So what we've learned from queer-coded villains is that she doesn't know what queer-coded is, and Oscar Wilde shagged a 15-year-old and was arrested for it. Hooray! What a wonderful video.
And how dare the truth get out?
And how dare the truth get out? And that's it. Hooray! What a video. Well done, Red. Once again, showing you don't know what tropes are.
I like to thank the members for suggesting this wonderful piece.
We
learned a lot today, didn't we?
What we?
I'm gonna see if
we learned.
Maybe there's some memes.
What we learned in school today? I don't know. Something.
We learned that she's a fucking psycho bitch.
Right. Here we go. Shippers, basic human interaction. Is this a secret relationship? I like that. That's pretty good.
Oh, stream memes. Where are they?
Shippers. Ariel, humans are dangerous. Stay away from them. You're wrong, Daddy. Humans are good. Oh, that's an adorable, cute version of Ariel. They make wonderful things. Like what? Name one good thing. Boobs, ties, and backstory.
Oh, because the Matthews, you didn't spell thighs right. He meant to put thighs, but as Inquisitive Matthews, he can't speak English, though.
Boobs? Don't the mermaids have boobs?
He speaks better English than me.
Yeah, but Caesar's meme is on point. I really like that.
Queer.
Get a wisp from me.
Queerinator?
You can't stop me, Barry the Platypus.
Yeah, queer and queerinator.
Okay.
We talked about Terminator being gay, didn't we?
The
old franchise, queer lens.
Fuck.
Fuck.
Do you liked her too bad? She is queer anime. What?
This is Mei Ling. What the fuck is your... What? I don't understand what you're trying to say here.
I don't know.
The queer he's saying she's gay.
Of the Smudcast.
Mei Ling isn't gay.
Yeah, but she's queer-coded because she acts like a person.
I stepped in shit, the big gay.
What? She sleeps all the time.
Hold on. Wait, I'm the queerest Smudcast. What?
Yeah.
No.
It's not me. It's not me.
I thought you were bisexual.
Yeah.
Here is,
I'm semi-bisexual. I'm not queer. I'm not a faggot. Thank you very much.
Eric doesn't like overly sarcastic productions, but likes Wisp. Okay.
Oh.
Pretty gay, man.
Here's Wisp. Rants.
I don't care.
And the viewer's like, oh no.
I think you're exaggerating.
Oh, look how cute. Gay. Oh no, it's stupid. Every time Kev hears ridiculous on the Smudcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, he shaves his
lovely.
You
goatee.
said it, Smud. You said it. Wait, what?
Oh, look how cute. Ridiculous. Oh no, it's okay.
It's stupid.
Are you saying I?
Some guy kicks the door open, sees a flag, and just kicks the door.
Back out again.
Why does he kick the door? There's nothing to kick.
Jesus, look how tall he is. I mean, look at them legs.
That's some serious perspective.
How does he fit through that door?
I love it. He doesn't even take a step. He just like turns without ever having to.
What?
Turns a dime straight out.
Nothing gets through this armor. And there's this chicken man, and he goes, queer armor with
It's just an angry
ARMOR,
face.
as opposed to ARMOUR, which is the way you should spell it. And then he raises his face plate shield thing.
Is this from Adventure Time? I can't even remember. I can't even remember the look.
I don't know.
Oh god.
A hawk, when he sees a baby and he kicks it.
I just said he said you can't be violent towards children. I went, you can kick a baby.
Especially if the baby's queer-coded.
Donk.
Mm.
I've
You
never
said
loved.
Goo Goo Gaga.
I've never loved anyone as much as I love you, son. Use the queer lens.
Bonk.
Oh,
The trash.
Where it belongs.
when I see people dogpiling in my backyard,
No, I see gay people talking about
it's
Yeah.
just Arnold and Commando.
I approve of this message.
The Greek nobility was so sexist that they actually believed that true love were between two men. The only exception was the island of Lesbos, where the word lesbian is derived. Remember, only the Greek nobility believed. The peasantry was too busy being soldiers and herding goats.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Hooray!
Ken, I don't know what is happening here.
The idea is that they're sitting at their garden table, having a nice family thing, and there's gay people making out on the table.
Men are having
I mean,
Obviously,
it is a guy
These
and
are
a girl,
obviously
but
two
yeah.
men.
Obviously, yeah.
It's obviously two men. Yeah.
Here is James Kidd from Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Yeah, queer coded. Yeah, they're queer coded. Yeah, look how queer.
Yeah.
Yeah, she pretends to be a gay man.
Okay. The coded truth. I finally found it after 15 years. The scroll of truth. Coded is just another word for stereotyped. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to use the Q word. You got to deal with it. Oh, it's red. Yay. A totally normal reaction in the apocalypse. Remember, guys.
I'm gay.
You have to. What was the term that what's his face said?
What, Ian?
Thanks for narrowing down. What's his face? Who's what's his face?
The tranny. Does that narrow it down?
What queerness is a necessity in the post-apocalypse.
Thank you so much. Queerness is a necessity in the post-apocalypse.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That one.
From
queer. The only way you can survive in a post-apocalypse is if you're queer.
From Curio, I just remembered the name.
Yeah, Curio. Yeah.
No, you're the phobe. Oh my god. Oh my god.
That is something.
Look at that flag on the freaking truck.
This is wonderful. This is
Holy
amazing.
crap.
This is great. This is amazing.
That is amazing design.
Hammer and sickle swastika. That's amazing.
Oh yeah.
Amazing.
Oh
man.
Surprised no one did that, but I've never seen that. That's really good.
Oh, yeah, I love it.
I'm just waiting for J. Jonah Jameson to figure out which is which.
Oh, this swastika is backward. It doesn't mean the same thing. It's like, no, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Puritans, the original social justice warriors.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Cool.
Mike Testa, please pass the butter, Dad. And there's a butter in between.
Great one, Mike.
Thanks, Mike. I really wanted to see that photo one more time. Trope discussion. Intersectional Pokemon points. What? Intersectional Pokemon points? What the hell is that?
You gotta catch them all.
Intersectional Pokemon points.
Just imagine the song.
Yeah, that's good. It's smart. Yeah.
Last episode meme. Sun.
Oh,
it's a Teletubby son.
Donald Trump is a Teletubby son.
Oh god.
What was that? Turf Nation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Turf Nation. Yeah.
More woke, more Puritan than the Puritans.
Yeah. They are more Puritan than the Puritans.
You are the by Smudcast member. Indeed, Hawk. Yes, you are. Well, nobody's perfect.
Wait, who was that?
What? Quentin.
Oh
my god.
Oh, Quentin.
Mike Testa wants to make out that me and Quentin have got a thing, and I'm way out of his league. There's no.
Is Mike gay coded? Because he wants gay sex.
No, he's wallet coded.
No, he's not wallet coded. He's change behind the sofa code.
Oh yeah.
That's
$100 bills.
Everything that he gives you is such a weird amount.
No, that
Mike
was
Testa with the 190. Mike Testa with the 193. 193. What the hell?
I'm trying to go back. Yeah, it was like $1.11 is in the Mechanist. That's been very consistent though, so he's done that a lot. But there's like,
but Mike used to go. Mike Testa with the 57 cents.
Yeah, I know.
And you're like, oh, okay. Then he took it with the Mike Testa with the 10 Ugandan dollars, and you're like, wait, what? Where's he from? How is he given this money?
That wasn't Mike Testa. I think that was someone else. But yeah, it's been. So I can't remember the donations, but they've all been like $3.75 or $3.72, and you're like, what the? Where is the number coming from? Oh, by the way, guys, just so you know, it is my birthday coming up, and I did buy myself a cake.
A steak?
No, a cake.
Really? Wow.
The food's already ready. We gotta just cook it, but it is a cake, and it was done through.
Why would you cook the cake?
No, I'm saying I have to cook the food. The food's already ready, so I do appreciate all the donations. Allowing me to buy a cake that I've always wanted from a place I've always wanted, so I do appreciate that. And
that's awesome. Nice.
Yeah, no, I'm very particular with my desserts, so thank you for allowing me to afford one. And
you should share that pic.
I will. No, I always post photos of things I really like my beer or my desserts. When I used to go out, I used to take photos of my meals if they were very good before I ate them, of course. And if they were good, then I'd post them. So, yes, thank you so much for all your donations. It's always been great. And all the fun we've had. Maybe not recommend any more Overly Sarcastic Productions videos for a while. As we always say, every month or so is great. But just keep in mind for Friday, we have Mr. Renegade Cut coming up.
Oh, no.
So, yeah.
Oh God, Renegade Cut.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
If it would be safer, because I don't know how many videos that this person, Overly Sarcastic, makes, rather, we could assign a Friday to her the same way we assign a Friday to Renge Cut and Maggie May Fish.
Yeah.
Just to space
what about
it out.
Turf Nation?
Turf Nation, no.
We're gonna start
No,
running out
no.
of Fridays at this rate.
Well, we could do Mondays. We could do any day of the week just to have a dedicated YouTuber.
How about a Schmen's Day? We can
Schmen's
do
Day.
that for.
We still have,
no.
have open Fridays, so yeah.
Yeah, on the like October would be great too.
Oh god.
Oh, okay.
The 32nd of March, we can overly
boy.
sarcastic again.
Well,
Or 2 quarters of like a moon or something.
it's a good to space them out, but if we keep getting them, then I'm gonna start making. Okay, we got to assign this to a month at a time, because it's just like these are things I personally get annoyed at, because the tropes are a thing anyone very easily either already knows the trope because you like a movie or you like a genre and you know all the films in it or all the books, or you actually did a basic Google search and there's TV tropes or whatever, and you go, oh, look at that, there's all this information, and you just read it and you go, that's what it is. And instead of doing that, these people just make shit up, or they project, or they do research on Oscar Wilde for some reason, and you just sit there going, no, this is dumb.
But leave out the important bits.
Yeah. So it's I hate to say it, but Wisp is right most of the time when he talks about these personalities of these people and the psychology problems they have.
I also hate to say it.
Yeah, it's redundant, but it's like, yeah, you're right. So, which is a sign of the times, unfortunately. But that's what we got. That's what we're covering, and we just gotta take it easy, have a drink, have a nap, pet the dog, do some exercises, do some planks. If you don't like exercises, just sort of sit there for a good hour.
Do pull-ups. Pull-ups are amazing.
Well, planks and pull-ups are very similar in that they can relax your spine. So.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Or just do what I do: drink heavily, stare into the black abyss, and just hope that it takes you.
Okay.
Yeah, just move on with your life.
That works.
Grow up.
I can't
Grow up and move on with your life.
I need to drink to the point I get a hangover, and I need to drink a real lot to get a hangover.
We gotta get you some weaker espresso. I think that's the better idea.
What? How's that gonna give me a hangover?
Well, it won't give you a hangover, and it won't get you as hyper, so you could relax, but still feel energized. So.
Wisp, you've got 2 choices. Have we get you a lesser espresso, or we all come round and beat you unconscious when you go to sleep? It's one or the other. You're gonna have to choose.
As long as you come visit me, either is fine.
We'll play some Secret of Mana on the multi-tap or something. Yeah.
No,
we'll play some Azor's Wrath and become a man.
What? What was that?
That's how Wisp says it. Play Azor's Wrath and become a man.
Oh.
I'll just rewatch Babylon 5.
Oh, that's a good. I always watch Babylon 5. I love that.
Yeah, rewatch. Yeah. Well, you know what you should do? Play Azor's Wrath while Babylon 5 is in the background, and you talk to your hobo friend.
No, that's too much.
That's what you should.
It'll just depress me right now.
I need to be completely focused on watching Babylon 5. So.
I might actually start watching it up again.
Yeah, listen to the German voiceovers with the English subtitles. That's how you do it.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the German versions are hilarious.
It's great.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. That was shorter than expected. I thought we'd have at least a good conversation, but it turned out to be one of our worst videos I've ever seen. And sorry about that.
She's done worse.
For me, this is pretty bad.
But I have repressed the memories.
Yeah. But I will post my comments on her video. I'll post them on Twitter as well, so you'll see them there.
Oh, nice.
So thank you for tuning in.
Does she ever respond to you?
No way.
Sorry for interrupting.
No, she never has. I'm still waiting on Turf Nation to respond to me the second time, but maybe he's learned his lesson. I don't know. So
I don't think she ever addressed a critique for shitting on
crap,
Smud.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, stay your place.
A comment section was full of people complaining that Fat 4 is a good depiction of depressed people. Because she shat on it like, it's an insult to depressed people. The comment section was full of people like, nope, this is a perfect description. That's how I felt when I had that. Or I had friends who were like that when they were in deep depression. Red, you're full of shit. That was wonderful. Like, a whole comment section called her out.
Well, guys.
That's why I'm like curious for. Yeah, no, sorry.
Yeah, I want to call it a night because got stuff to do, but I do appreciate your time. So we will talk to you soon. See you tomorrow. Keep the videos coming. Please, not another red video. But other than that, have yourself a great night. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.